Me and a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
O'Reilly. Refresh your ride at O'Reilly Auto Parts with the new Art of Car Care line from Turtle Wax and LA street artist Mr. Cartoon. Whether it's a detailer to give your paint that extra shine or wheel and tire products to keep them spinning in style. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Get Turtle Wax and Mr. Cartoon's The Art of Car Care exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Would you like to access some of the equity in your home without refinancing? No reason to refinance and lose that great low rate that you have on your current mortgage. Desert Equity Lending can get you the home equity line of credit you've been looking for. It's fast, it's easy, and it may not even require tax returns. That's right. We can use bank statements to qualify you. Most banks require at least 2 years of tax returns and many other supporting documents. When the big banks say no, we say yes. You can have your home equity line in as little as 15 days. We have a simplified process that helps get you a home equity line of credit in half the time using half the documentation that the big banks require. It's never been easier. Call now, 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Find out just how easy it is to get a home equity line of credit without jumping through all the hoops at a big bank. Call Desert Equity Lending at 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. Desert Equity Lending MV 0906989 NMLS number NMLS 173369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Yeah, it's not just you. A lot of people are wondering why so many big corporations are actively promoting ideas and values that their own customers don't support. And honestly, this is another reason MediShare is so attractive to people who don't want to use their own healthcare dollars to pay for things they don't believe in. MediShare is the refreshing alternative. They're a nonprofit ministry. It's a community of like-minded Christians helping each other live healthy lifestyles. There are more than 400,000 members now, and they save a lot too. Most families save around $500 a month. And member satisfaction surveys consistently show they like it more than health insurance. So for you, maybe it's time. Find out how you can not only save, but freely choose to be part of something you believe in. Here's the number you can call now, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harmon Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. It was a weird weekend. Did you guys feel that? It was a weird weekend. All the weirdnesses. It was weird in life, and it was weird in sports.
What was weird to you?
Well, for me, I had a very bizarre weirdness. So let me just take you back a bit here. You know how I got that dog, Buddy? And Buddy is an awesome dog, and he's doing great. He's less spastic as he was. He's grown up a little. He's 2 years old now, and but he's lonely. Every day you look at him, he just looks sad. And when you pet him, he's happy, and you play with him, he's happy. But most of the time, you can tell he's just waiting for someone to show up. And because he's like a pack animal, he wants to be in a pack. And so we've decided that now is the time that we'll go ahead and go get a second dog. to keep, Buddy company. Because just, Buddy, some dogs are happy all by themselves. Some dogs got to have other dogs around. So anyway, we went to go look at some dogs. It's my wife's turn to pick the dog. So I'm just there for the ride, right? And so we get the address for this Rachel's Rescue, and we drive over into Gilbert, and we pull up. I'm like, oh my God, this place looks very familiar. I said, honey, I think I used to toilet paper this house when I was 15.
Oh, no, really?
And it was. I looked up and down the street, and I'm like, these two light posts in front of their house, I used to decorate bows. It was like artistic. I mean, I was a toilet paper artist, Randy. It was just some fancy stuff. And we used to do this. It was our tradition. Every summer on Wednesday,
okay,
we would go toilet paper this house. Made no sense to anybody. We didn't, but we would always ring the doorbell so they wake up and come enjoy what we've just done.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Well, one time we went out there, we did a masterful job. We thought, you know what? Let's watch. I want to see how they do. So we rang the doorbell, but we ran around to their backyard, and they had a giant doghouse. Very friendly dogs. We weren't worried about the dogs. So we hid behind the doghouse, and we were watching to see what would happen. So lights came on. See the mom kind of walk by in her robe. It's just kind of calm. We're like, man, they're really kind of calm. We just dinged them. We just toilet papered them. And we're like, why are they so calm? And we looked over and we could see the flashing red and blue lights of cop cars coming.
Oh boy.
We jumped the fence, got in the canal, and we just stayed low and went all the way back home. Anyway, so the family's name was Turleys, the Turleys. And every Wednesday we go toilet paper with the Turley. That was the last time we did it because we were like, well, okay, the heat's on us. And, back then, that was a big deal. Anyway, so flash forward, this is the house. This is the actual house. And I guess but it wasn't the family. They had bought it from the Turleys 30 years ago or something. So that's just, how's that for weird?
Wow.
That's very weird. Yeah.
It's like deja vu all over again.
I mean, that's about the saddest reason to have the cops called on you. But I was a fugitive for a night.
I would have thought that she was just calm because every Wednesday you toilet paper their house for whole summers. Like at just some point, it can't be that infuriating. It's just, it's Wednesday again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. You wouldn't even turn on the light. You just be like, we'll deal with it in the morning. Yeah, but this time, no, they almost got us too. So that was my weirdness. Did you guys have any weirdness this weekend?
No, I can't think of any weirdness. Granddaughter came over to spend Saturday night, and then Sunday she helped me go, or maybe it was Friday night, and then Saturday she helped me go. Anyway. No, nothing weird happened at my house other than the, immense loss of my memory. Other than that, no, it was a normal weekend.
Yeah, we, just all kinds of weirdness in sports. That Larry Nassar guy who sexually assaulted all the gymnasts, he got stabbed in prison a couple times.
Oh, boy.
Some guy shanked him in the front and then shanked him right in the back. Seems to be a running theme with him wherever he goes. So they keep he went to Tucson prison and he got shanked there, and they had to send him to Florida. They shanked him there. They're shanking this guy everywhere. And I think it's great. Give every prison a chance to take a poke at him.
Well, sure. Why not?
I mean,
literally,
he abused young girls. You go to jail. There may not be a whole lot of morality happening in most prisons, but there's one, and that's it. He's the guy that's going to get stabbed everywhere he goes. There's no safe prison for him, man. It's stab on sight, basically.
You're like, first it's Tucson, then it's Tampa, and you're like, ooh, I wonder whose turn it is next. It's like people got to be excited in prison. Oh, is it here? Is it here? I can't wait to find out. It's like drafting a player. I can't wait to we hope we get the chance to stab him. I just hope we get a chance. So human pincushion, Larry Nassar, stabbed once again. So, and then of course the FBI announced that they have went ahead and arrested. They got him finally. Chief Saholic, the guy with the wolf head outfit, the guy who's, it turned out they're like, hey, this guy's a legend. No, that guy's a bank robber. And, kind of violent. I'm sure there's a movie going to be made there. But yeah, he went into Tulsa Teachers Credit Union, scared the crap out of some poor girl, just put a gun in her face. It was a paintball gun, but she didn't know that. And of course, now she can't even work anymore. Every time somebody opens a door, she's freaked out. But there's a lot of weirdnesses and intricacies to the story. There is a movie here. I don't know that Chief Saholic ends up being a hero at all, even though Travis Kelce dumbly was like, this guy's a legend. No, you need to know the whole story here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this guy, they finally picked him up. And so that happened. Aaron Jones, you know what he's been doing? Cornhole.
No.
Yeah, he just qualified for the Cornhole World Championships over the
All right.
weekend.
All right. Aaron Jones is.
That's not normal.
No.
That's not normal. He's a running back for the Packers.
Oh, okay.
A good
All right.
one too,
yeah.
Randy.
Yeah. All right. All right. I got you. All
You
right.
better get boning up on your players again, your names, because we're getting ready to draft for a fantasy football. And Aaron
Yeah.
Jones, he was a pretty good one to have.
Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
don't know if he still is. Yeah, now he's out there cornholing. He's out there cornholing all
Hey,
over the
listen,
place.
he's competing. Good for him.
It's not really normal to if you're a world-class running back, you're in the NFL, you're making millions of dollars and you're cornholing.
But a lot of people do it recreationally, and also like if you get to compete in a way that your general manager is going to look at your contract and approve of. Oh, he's just doing cornhole. He's not going to roll an ankle. He's not going to sprain a knee. He's just doing cornhole.
Well, it's not a sport.
Well, no.
Yeah, I don't care, but it's just weird to see Aaron Jones cornholing. And I guess isn't this the week where it's supposed to be hardly any sports to talk about, that all the regular mere mortals of sports talk radio start to freak out about one specific day where there's no games on at all. There's just one magical, like the 12th, July 12th or something. And this is the week where there's just, because it's the all-star break, not a lot happening. And then there's one day where there's nothing happening. And I think that's what this is about. They just, because ESPN is broadcasting the Cornhole Championships on ESPN 2, 3, and CBS during this week.
Well, the ESPN does it every summer. They just fill all of their programming time with cornhole.
Isn't this the time of year
and
the
bowling.
Ocho starts getting warmed up?
I imagine it should be this week if there
was ever a week.
Boogie says cornhole is a highly technical sport. Let me stop you there, Boogie. It's not a sport. He says it takes an extreme amount of athleticism as you consume beer. It takes zero athleticism to toss something, maybe some eye-hand coordination, but that would be about it. But anyway, so that I saw that. I thought, well, that's weird. And then I guess Wimbledon is still going. How long is that damn thing going to go for?
2 weeks.
Are they almost done yet?
Yeah, they're headed into it'll be the final 8 after today, I think.
Well, they had to give a warning to the fans. This is where you see that now tennis is a sport, but really after this, I'm thinking about taking it out of the column. I'll be honest. I'm thinking about taking it out of the "It's a Sport" column.
All right.
Because an umpire had to stop everything. Says, ladies and gentlemen, if you're opening a bottle of champagne, do not do it as the players are about to serve.
I see.
That's not a sport.
I mean, they have
Tennis
a
isn't a
similar
sport
rule with
if you
golf.
have that.
They do a similar thing with golf, where it's just, depending on the course. Not every course is like that, but a lot of golf courses. I know you play the Masters at Augusta. You make any sound, even remotely, while the player's trying to hit the ball, you're getting your ass tossed out of Augusta.
And then there was a guy at Wimbledon who caught a tennis ball with his beer, and he's like, "Look, I ruined a $35 glass of beer.
Yeah, it did.
Really got to think my life over." And then Michelle Wie, who retired from golf, she didn't make the cut at the U.S. Women's Open, but then as she's finishing up her last ever, swing of a club as a golfer with the U.S. Women's Tour was to make a 30-foot putt.
Yes, that's true. I saw it happen. Yeah,
that was pretty nice. And I remember Michelle Wie. I remember 10 years ago, I was standing there waiting to valet my car at the Dinah Shore Open or whatever the hell they're calling it now, over in Palm Springs. And she walks up. I look over, and I was like, "Oh, it's Michelle Wie." I went, "Wee!" And she looked at me. She looked at me like my sister would, like she's amused, but not amused at the same time. Kind of like to punch me, but kind of appreciates the joke a little bit.
Yeah.
Whee! She kind of gave me a look. Got in her car. She's like, "God damn it."
I saw her in person one time.
Yeah.
At the tournament out there at Desert Ridge out there.
Oh,
I had a opportunity to be out there.
Did you go,
She's- No, I did not do that. I didn't think about that. That only comedic brilliance would come up with that. But
it was on spot. I don't know where it come from.
couldn't believe how tall she is. She's well over 6 foot.
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Didn't
she's
notice
well
it.
over 6 foot. Easy.
Is she? Yeah.
And that was in her golf spikes. She wasn't wearing she wasn't wearing like clubbing shoes or anything. She was walking across the range there to go hit some balls before she started her round. She's tall. I was amazed.
Does anybody know why she's retiring so young? I mean, she's really young.
She's
like
married. She's been
33.
She's married. She's been playing since she was a teenager. She has a young child now, and she's decided that she's run her course of professional playing. Doesn't mean she's not going to play golf again. Doesn't mean that she won't show up at this tournament or that tournament. She's just not going to tour anymore.
Oh, okay. I guess the game doesn't make her go wee anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Wee, 33 years old.
She's married to Jerry West's. Is it Jerry West?
Oh.
One of the basketball legends' sons, I believe.
Yeah, it is Jerry West.
Yeah.
Husband Johnny West. Yeah.
Johnny West.
That sounds made up.
Oh, wait, it's spelled Jonnie. That feels even more made up.
That's worse. Now I hate him. Now, at first I was like, that's cool, Johnny West. Now I'm just like, who in the family didn't know how to spell?
Jerry.
He was a jock. So what do you want? And Boogie says, Michelle, we gone too soon. Yep. Gone too soon, Boogie. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says, Keon, you're obviously not aware of all the injuries that result from cornhole. Torn rotator cuffs, pulled ligaments, twisted backs, more Tommy John surgery as a result of cornhole than baseball. I learned all about that from the internet. I think you
the
just
internet,
made all of that up.
which never lies, notoriously.
From the interwebs.
Yeah, I think he's just making it up anyway.
Could be.
Blissful A says, at least there's a sport of pickleball. There's no sport called pickleball. There's a dumb game called pickleball, but there's no sport called pickleball.
Boy,
It's
they're
not
coming
sport.
after you, Jeffco, with the whole pickleball thing.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, Blitzen. Okay, let me explain to you how the contest works, everybody. We're not doing it. Yes, today is the first day of your Christmas in July with Kasai contest. And yes, you can win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Here's how it works. During the course of this show, each hour, we will say a reindeer's name once, maybe twice, in conversation. It's not going to be projected or announced. This is the reindeer name. It's not going to happen like that. We'll just be talking, and then we'll use a reindeer name, which means you got to be paying attention to whatever sounds like a reindeer name. I will give you the reindeer names now, but this is not the instant. There will be one reindeer name said later in this hour. So here is the list of the reindeer names. They're not in. I don't have them in any kind of order or anything, so don't get excited. Dasher, Cupid, Donner, Rudolph, Blitzen, Comet, Vixen, Prancer, and Dancer. Those are the reindeer names. The classic names from the Rudolph the reindeer rhyme and all that stuff. So that those are the names. There's not going to be any variation on that. So you just have to be listening. Some of these, I'll be honest, I am not sure how they're going to get worked into regular conversation. We'll figure that out later, I guess. But anyway, so it's not yet Heavy Metal Maniac. It will be later on this hour and then somewhere in every hour. Blatz? What the hell's Blatz? There's no reindeer named Blatz, Navy Brad. I never said Blatz. Does that mean anything?
No.
Did he just make me say something?
I don't think so. I really don't.
There's La Blatz, which is, I believe is a Canadian's beer or something.
Actually, Blatz is a brewing company in America that's spelled Blatz. So, and it was also an American punk band back in the late 80s. So no, Cornelius is not a reindeer name. Boogie.
That's a good one, though, Boogie. That's a good one.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. It's gonna be nothing but work.
I was just saying it was look. If I was Santa Claus, I would go with like a Cornelius.
Going to disqualify some people, I think.
Wasn't Cornelius the one that wanted to be a dentist?
Yes.
The elf that wanted to be a dentist?
Yes.
And I'm going to be a dentist.
Because he wanted to inflict as much pain on as many people as he could.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Heavy Metal
You having a stroke?
Heavy Metal Maniac says, so when I went to work Friday, I was shocked beyond belief that Corbin Carroll was in the starting lineup. His MRI checked out, I guess. So we got to play. And did he ever play like an all-star weekend? Yes, I'm stunned and shocked. Happy for him. Hopefully he'll get to play in the all-star game after all. I know he's going, so hopefully he'll get to play at least maybe 1 or 2 innings. Go Diamondbacks. Let's gear up for the second half of the season. Hopefully his team will take us where we ultimately want to go, he says. Yeah. So there's good news and bad news about the Diamondbacks in the world of baseball this weekend. First off, Zach Gallen is going to be the starting pitcher for the Major League Baseball All-Star game. That's good. That's nice for the Diamondbacks. Not great for the Diamondbacks. Dodgers won 4 in a row. Diamondbacks got swept by the Mets, and Pirates just beat us 4-2. So here we are, tied now with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Well, I believe if you're looking at percentage points, the Dodgers now have the lead.
I'm not. I'm looking at the thing that says we are tied, and that's what I'm holding on to. Don't give a crap what Ralph says. I'm just saying right now it's a tie. We've played one more game than them, or is it 2?
2. Yeah,
we played
one
2
more
more
win
games
and
than
1
them.
more loss than them.
So don't care. We'll figure this out after the All-Star break. So that's where we're at. The Dodgers have been winning and we've been losing. Here we are. I told you guys this thing could turn around very, very quickly. It could do that. Let's just hope it's not a permanent thing. Let's keep this thing going. We weren't even supposed to be this good. So let's just be enjoying what we got. Cardinal Art says, Randy, may I please have a cold one? Preferably a nice Molson Ice, he says. Navy Brad says, no, Herbie the dentist.
Oh, Herbie. Well, who was Cornelius? Oh, he was the Cornelius the prospector.
What?
Wasn't it Cornelius the prospector?
There was a prospector?
Gold! Silver! Yeah, he was the guy that was throwing his... He's the guy that he told the kids about the great Bumble. And Bumble... And don't you know Bumble's bounce?
What in the hell is that from?
That's from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's CBS classic every holiday season.
Why it's been a few years, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know why you guys don't watch this every year.
Was not aware of Yukon Cornelius. Thank you, Bruno Baller.
Yukon Cornelius. That's it.
Yeah. Halfy Lefty. I don't think Sven from Frozen was part of this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That is a reindeer, but not one of the reindeers. So Navy Brad says, everybody traffic alert, southbound lane at Cave Creek and the 101, big wreck. Okay. Avoid the area. Yeah. It's a nice watch. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll come back. We'll talk a little more baseball and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NFL training camps begin later on this month. The Arizona Cardinals will open up the season on September 10th on the road against the Washington Commanders. The early lines for that game, Arizona is 6-point underdog, plus 200 on the money line, while Washington is minus 245. The over-under in that contest is 40.5. The NFL season starts on a Thursday night, September 7th. Kansas City hosting Detroit. Chiefs a 6.5-point favorite, minus 300 on the money line. The Lions plus 245. Over-under at Arrowhead Stadium is at 54.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's single, spicy chicken sandwich, medium frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and a
chicken
frosty.
sandwich.
Dave's single and a frosty for
Frosty
me.
and a frosty.
Okay, who said frosty and a frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This isn't a game of touch in the backyard.
I tore his ass up.
This isn't tossing around the ball with your friends. And it sure as hell isn't flag football.
This is the NFL. Hard-hitting, pad-smacking, body-busting football.
We've got all the primetime games in one place.
On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't think I fully explained how the whole damn contest works. We're giving away $50 gift cards from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. And here's what it works. You'll hear us say a reindeer name worked into regular conversation. We're not going to announce when we do it. And then you text in that reindeer name. And then we'll take all the correct entries. At the end of the show, we'll do a random number generator. And then that is how we pick the name, since you can't put texts in a hat because they're a virtual thing. Now, just to show the random number generator is a real thing. Here it is on my screen right there. This is, I just got to hit this button right here, and then it bleeps, and then it gives you a number. And that is how we decide, in the stack, which person wins. So it's funny because even Radio Row was like, hey, just between you and me, that's a real thing, right? Well, of course it is. I'm not making this stuff up. I always like to make sure that everything is fair and right. So, I'm not playing favorites here. To be honest, I don't think I have any favorites, you bastards. Anyway, so that's how it works. So be listening for a reindeer name that'll be worked into conversation either very, very smoothly or very badly in each one of these hours of the Daily Blender. Does everybody understand this? Did I explain that? Right?
Clear as mud, sir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As long as we all get it. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says reindeer name. You said text in reindeer name. Where's my gift card? I feel like you're never going to win anything, Blissful Hayes.
There it is.
Feeling. Big George, you're incorrect. I'm not going to respond when you guys type in what you think the reindeer name is, but I'll just give you this. I haven't done it yet, so stop. Anyway, Cardinal Art says Yukon Cornelius was the dude's name, and he had a hell of a lot of quotes there. And if I'm not mistaken, he found Rudolph's red nose while digging for gold. Wait, wasn't red nose attached to him?
Yes.
How did he lose it?
He didn't lose it.
Is that like the song
Rudolph
Detachable
buried
Penis?
No. Beneath the snow?
No.
Detachable red nose.
No.
So I was going around Santa's
It's obvious
workshop.
you guys have not seen the movie in a while. The TV special.
I felt like I was naked because I did not have my detachable red
I'm
nose.
going to go ahead and send you all a link so you can watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original. Not this newfangled stuff they have out now from what's that company that it's doing all these now? No, this is the original claymation. It took these poor bastards several cartons of cigarettes and like all day to shoot one scene because they had to, they had to go out there and they had to reset all the claymation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Beer Bob, it's not Rudolph. We haven't done it yet. Everybody stop. It hasn't happened yet.
And it's also not going to count if you text it in before we say it, because it says when the texts come in on the text line.
This whole contest idea might have really been bad. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Monday. Notice how Sir Ralph only posts on Twitter when he can rub something in your faces. He hasn't posted in months while his Dodgers were in second place. Yeah. Then the moment they tie us for first place, he starts gloating like a schoolgirl.
He's
what
harmless.
A jerk.
He's a fanboy. What he said on the show, Jeffrey, just to let you know.
What's that?
He said his bad take of the day on Friday was that the Dodgers, as expected, have taken over first place, and they will win this division by more than 10 games.
Wait, the division?
As he expected. They will win the division by more than 10 games.
Those are his words.
He also said that he called it by the All-Star break, the Diamondbacks would not be in first. The Dodgers would be in first place.
When did he call it?
Well, I'm just telling you what he said on this program Friday.
I called it. Ralph would not tweet for a long time while the Dodgers were in second place. Then the moment they were in first place, he would tweet gloating. I called it. See how easy that is? Just say I called something that happened.
Yeah.
He's got to show me that he called. I don't know.
I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah.
That's it. Does kind of get you up to speed.
Fair enough, though. Fair enough. They did. They came back. They're tied with the Diamondbacks. I don't know about 10 games. Something huge has to melt down for 10 games to be a thing. Right now we are 8.5 games ahead of the Padres. So, 2.5 ahead of the Giants. It would take a big old meltdown. By the way, what the hell's going on? Why are the Diamondbacks losing so damn much? What's going on there? They got swept by the Mets, Randy.
Well, they got swept by a very good ball club. The New York Mets are a very good team. And Ralph says, well, they look good on paper. No, they're a good team. They have been underperforming all season long. They have not been hitting the ball. They have not been pitching well. Max Scherzer and that pitching staff have not been performing up to par. And as a matter of fact, the billionaire owner, Steve Cohen, came out the other day and just said, this has been an underperforming team. So they got beat by a very good ball club. And the Diamondbacks, quite honestly, a little dinged up, a little nicked up. Zach Gallen has been hurt. You can say what you want about Corbin Carroll, Tony Lavello, and the rest of you jacks over there at the Diamondbacks headquarters, but he's been playing hurt. And the Diamondbacks have not been hitting the ball. They just have not been hitting the ball in this last series. So this is a good point for us to go into an all-star break and see what happens. And then press the reset button. Zach Gallen came back, looked good, performed well in his first game back against Pittsburgh. The Diamondbacks won that game handily. So we'll see what happens. Second half of the season will start up here later this week.
And when the Dodgers fell behind, they were a little dinged up. They're getting healthier. So you expect, long baseball season, you're not going to get through the whole thing injury free. When the Diamondbacks start getting back a little bit more healthy, we'll see where they're at.
Well, I hope they do, because Ralph can be insufferable.
Well, I mean,
he can be.
It is what it is, and
he's quiet when he's losing.
Have to wait and see what the Dodgers plan on doing. The Diamondbacks need to make, as far as I'm concerned, they need to make several moves to shore up that bullpen. Their bullpen is their Achilles heel right now. It is the bullpen. The Dodgers have a need for some starting pitching, and they have to replace some guys that have been injured. So we'll wait and see how this plays out. Again, it's a long second half of the season.
Well, the Major League Baseball draft so far for the Diamondbacks, they got an infielder, they got third baseman, and one pitcher, and they took the pitcher late. So is that draft still going on? Because I don't think it's over yet, right?
I don't remember if I think it's still going on.
Yeah.
But that kid they got out of what's his name, Troy, out of Stanford. And now listen, I'm not messing around. That kid is all American. That kid can play some ball.
And this is a place where maybe it's okay to be short, because your strike zone is different, and you throw the ball, catch the ball, hit the ball. there's nobody standing in the way of you doing that. So height doesn't really hurt you in baseball, right, Randy?
Not unless you're a first baseman. I mean, if you're a first baseman, then
not
height.
yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, as a baseball player, if you're playing a middle infield position or you're playing an outfield position, it doesn't hurt you to be short. Doesn't hurt you at all.
He's usually a third baseman, and he's fast. He's stealing bases, and he's a pretty decent hitter. So that's what you got with your pick at 12. Then at 48, Diamondbacks got Gino Grover, third baseman at North Carolina State. And then at 64, Diamondbacks got Caden Grice, who is a pitcher out of Clemson.
Yeah, the SEC guys have been really good this year. I don't know about Clemson as much, but that's a good baseball program. This kid, when you take a pitcher in the MLB, unless he is a first round guy like Pittsburgh got, you just don't know what's going to happen to him when they get up here to the bigs. So we have to wait and see. It's good to pick up some pitching from this amateur draft, and we'll see how he turns out. But I like that Troy kid. I like the third baseman we got, that Groover. I like him a lot. So I think so far it's been a pretty good draft.
Pink Eye says, what do you think of the number 1 pick, Paul Skeens? It looks like another Ohtani type player. Is that the trend now? Will there be more players like Ohtani?
Don't know. It's hard to say. All these kids that they draft are great athletes. You look at, I'll use Madison Bumgarner. When he first came into the league, the guy could hit, the guy could run, and the guy could pitch. So the fact is he just did not continue doing that at the professional level. He focused more on pitching the baseball. But all these guys are good athletes. You don't really know what you have. Pitchers especially are usually some of the best athletes on the field.
888-368-1580. Last Optimist says sausages, burgers, dogs, all on the grill, potatoes and bacon in the skillet. Randy, may I please have a Negra Modelo? Really looking forward to these reindeer games, he says. And dog named Boo, no, we're not using Anchui, Antavo, come on, Beto. We're not using those reindeer names. Cheech and Chong did a pretty funny reindeer bit back in the 70s. Those are not included. I apologize. 888-368-1580. Big George says, I bet my left pinky toe that the Dodgers will not win the division by more than 10 games. Not happening. Why don't you just say they're not winning the division, George? Why would you just
bet a body part for no reason? You can
want your nasty ass toe.
You can keep it. It's fine.
Look, I'm not getting into this debate about the Dodgers winning or not. I'm just happy the Diamondbacks are competitive this year. I think also if you've been to a ball game, you've seen that the residents of Phoenix, Arizona are willing to go watch a ball game when the team is competitive. And just like I've been saying, they've had a better attendance out there. This is a fun team to watch. They're hitting the ball. They're in most every game. There's been a handful of clunkers out there, but who hasn't had a clunker this year? Come on.
By the way, George, with the left pinky toe, you told us recently you're diabetic. So that's not much of a bet when that thing's probably going to come off anyway. Cardinal Art says, pour me a stiff double Crown Royal, please. Get that man a drink. 1 cube of ice, though, Randy, please. Don't overdo it with the ice.
Just 1 cube of ice.
Always just one. Hefty Lefty says, did they ever get Rudolph some Puffs tissues for that poor hunker of his? Well, that's right. There was a commercial about that. By the way, that is not the reindeer name. Please do not text that to me. Bruno Baller says that Cheech and Chong skit has been a holiday classic on some rock stations. It's actually called Santa and His Old Lady. That's right. It's classic. Taco Kenny sends over a picture of himself in is a very, very ugly hat. I'm sorry, Taco Kenny. You know it. We know it. Everybody knows it's ugly, but I guess since the Dodgers are your team, that's the hat you must wear. Boogie says, Mr. Jingles. There's what? No.
I believe that's a cat. I don't think that's yeah.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, Randy's absolutely right. There's been 1.1 million fans in the season already. and we're only halfway done in attendance for the Diamondbacks games. That's really good. That's
very good for a Diamondbacks. Lately their season average has been less than 3 million a season. So yeah.
Big George says, "Wow, Jeffrey, wow. I'm controlling my diabetes with the Ozempic and other medications, so hopefully I won't be losing any extremities anytime soon. And you're going to be losing weight like a Hollywood star." That's what everybody's that Ozempic stuff. Oh, by the way, George, I hope they warned you about the Ozempic. So here's what's happening in Hollywood: the movie stars stabbing themselves with the Ozempic and losing weight. But there's a side effect: you crap your pants. I'm not even kidding. It like unexpectedly and in public. You're just like achoo, sometimes not even sneezing. So keep a pair of chonies and another pair of pants in your briefcase, Big George.
Be like the Phoenix Suns. Get some depth this summer. You're gonna need a bench for your underwear, your pants. Just to
get some depth.
George is going to be up there making some argument to a judge, and just like a recess, please. Point of order. Point of order. It's not a meeting, counselor. I just crap myself.
Objection! Stand by. Can we recess, please, for a moment? Thank you, sir.
Just a really nasty slip and slide situation. That's all there is to it, George. But good luck with all that. If you don't have that side effect, I hear people are trying to get that Ozempic, and then of course the insurance companies are like, "Oh, it actually does something and works, and maybe could help your life." No, you can't have it. You can't have it. Why? Because we're the insurance. That's why.
Yep.
The Jet says, "Hi, gentlemen. I miss you guys. Can you please pour me a beer with 2 cubes of ice?" No ice for beer. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jet? The hell are you doing? Who puts ice beer? And you don't know.
You're not going to need any ice. This is the coldest beer on the planet right here. So enjoy.
Yeah, give him some beer, but we're saving you from yourself, Jet. Who does that?
Jet, apparently.
Good God. The average Joe says the pinky toe is crucial for balance. I don't believe Big George is the most graceful person as it is, so pretty sure he's going to tip over if you don't have that thing. Yeah, thus the Ozempic. Heavy Metal Maniac says Big George should just go ahead and get some Depends. Well, I mean, if that is your side effect, but I'd probably have some on standby just in case, because I hear that it just appears suddenly.
Just overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Boogie, no snatcher. There's no snatcher. There's no. What are you talking about? Thundar San Barbarian says I'd object to someone crapping their pants in the middle of court too. Overruled or sustained? That's the question. I object. I don't know how most judges would rule on that, to be honest. All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, some more baseball, some more stuff. And then I'm really hoping we get to talk football sooner than later, because it's been a long damn time. And guess what's getting close? Football. That's right. We have decided that the fantasy football draft for the Daily Blender is going to be the last weekend of August. The last weekend of August. So I think the 25th or the 26th of August. So now we're getting that sorted out. And so I'm getting excited for football. So listen, everybody, come on back. We'll sort out the rest of the baseball and the basketball. We'll get some football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
For nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday in July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Sandy Blander here on 1580, the Fanatic, and George just texted. Turns out that side effect is something he's dealing with.
Oh, no.
In case you're just joining us, Big George mentioned that he was on the Ozempic. Yeah, I guess, he got the diabetes, and he's trying to keep everything under control. And, he says, he says, I do have those issues, Jeffrey, with regular bowel movements, and sometimes it's diarrhea there. Yeah. I'll take it, though. It does help the diabetes. And he says it's hard to get refills, though, of the Ozempic. My local Walgreens is out, and it takes a week for it to come in. Thanks, Kim Kardashian. Wow, George. Wow. So you really need to be ready for that, for your protection and that of everyone around you.
You've always got to be packing, George.
Yeah, well, I mean, phrasing.
Kind of already. Anyway.
Yeah. Chief Skull says, if you talk football, don't talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Don't tell me what to do, Chief Skull. It's not your business for that. If I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, I will. Wasn't going to. Didn't have anything loaded, but who are you to tell us who we can talk about and not talk about? He's not even somebody you got to worry about anymore. Your nightmare is over, Vikings fan, because now the Green Bay Packers no longer have him. He says, no, listen, nobody cares about it anymore. It's over with the mice on there. Is no Super Bowl for them this year or any year. What? Mice?
With the mice.
It's over with mice on there is mice. Lost Toby says, Ralph looks so lost. Also, is he waiting for makeup? Why is he so pretty? What? Lost Toby, was that a text from like last Friday? Ralph's not on the show right now. I think I'm just gonna walk off the show today. It's just getting too damn weird.
It is pretty weird.
Was that a text from last week? Navy Brad says, huge favor to ask, guys. Can I sit in on the show Thursday at the studio? It's my birthday. Well, you might be very lonely because we might not be there. So I don't know. We don't usually have a studio audience, Brad. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, Big George, if you get a prescription at the Costco pharmacy, you can save on those giant, bulk amounts of adult diapers to help with the side effects. It's a good call. Yeah, it's a good call right there. Boogie says, venison. I'm just going to start blocking people. Just start blocking people again. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, can I just talk a little bit more baseball and then some NBA so we can get to some football, please?
Rajo.
All right, so a lot of people are using the word phenom to describe Ellie De La Cruz. That guy, he's turned into something. At first we're like, he's kind of something. No, he's really something. Cincinnati Reds rookie Ellie De La Cruz Saturday against the Brewers in Milwaukee proved why phenom does fit. In the top of the seventh inning, Ellie hits himself a single. Then right after that, he steals second base, and then he steals third. And then before another pitch had even been thrown, bam, he steals home plate.
Wow.
That makes Ellie the first Reds player to steal home since Brandon Phillips did it back in 2009.
Yeah.
He's also the first Reds player to steal second, third, and home in the same inning since Greasy Neal did it back in 1919. And he's the first major leaguer in 50 years to steal second, third, and home with the same batter at plate.
He's impressive. He's the only guy that can challenge Corbin Carroll for Rookie of the Year in the NL.
I'm just stunned by this guy. I mean, he waits, he gets his moment, and then all of a sudden he pounces. It's just, he's very graceful as a runner, and it's almost like he's a dancer out there. He just goes from one base to the other, just like Fred Astaire. It was just amazing, set of circumstances that helped him set multiple records at one time. That's pretty cool. Randy, you don't seem very impressed by this.
Well, I mean, listen, he's a wonderful ball player. He's only been in the bigs like 15 games. So I'm just saying maybe.
Oh, come on, man. I'm not a sports writer who's sitting there on Ohtani.
No,
you have to admit that this is impressive.
I think what he did is impressive, but I'm not buying all the hype.
Did you see the play? Did you see the speed?
I did see the play, but let me tell you what.
The grace of a dancer. I mean this guy was amazing on it.
This guy comes into a game against Washington last week, and he's got this, phylactery on the bottom of his bat for some reason. And they challenged
plastic cap.
They challenged him on it, and he take it off, and he got inside of his head. Well, that just showed everybody in Major League Baseball, if you get in this guy's head, okay, you can disrupt him. If you allow him to continue up there and continue playing ball and be comfortable, he's going to hurt you. But yeah, by all means, so far as a wonderful ball player. By the way, pitchers don't ever turn your back on the infielder on the infield when you have a runner on base. Don't ever turn your back on the infield when you have a runner on base.
You think that I haven't seen the stats, but has there been an increase in stolen bases since the whole pitch clock thing where they're only allowed to try to throw somebody out?
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah. There's been a little more action on there on the bases just because not only the pitch clock, Jeffrey, but there's no longer a shift in play. These guys are having to play their positions. Shortstop has to play shortstop. Now they move around when it's a certain hitting positions, but they're no longer shifting three guys to the right or left side of second base. See what I'm saying?
Boomer Sooner says the kid runs like Barry Bonds. It's like a gazelle.
Well,
yeah, I said, he's graceful like a dancer.
He's very graceful. I mean, he's very athletic. It doesn't hurt that he's also 6'5". You know, it takes 4 steps. Yeah, 4 or 5 steps to go from first to second.
That's a good point.
You know, but look, I mean, I'm happy. I think the kid is he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's going to do well. But I'm still, man. I'm these guys throw phenom and all this amazing whiz bang poetry out there about these guys. He's only 15 games, 20 games.
All right, fair enough. And yeah, I didn't like his attitude with the plastic thing on the bat when he was just pointing at it, making a deal. It's like, come on, man, take it easy. Bruno Baller says the larger bases help with the stolen bases as well. Yeah, but like we're talking very contested ones, like a couple of inches more. So
but when you're at it with all the other rules, like all the factors, I think do kind of stack up a little.
I mean, it contributes, but what I'm saying is if you steal a base and you got it dead to right, that extra couple of inches on the base is not going to make that big a deal. The bag is not running out to meet you. You just have like a teeny edge, getting that foot on the bag.
Yeah, it's a larger base. And there is no more pitcher can't stand there and hold the ball while you're on the base. So the pitcher really is defenseless on a stolen base.
That's what I'm saying.
And you can only throw over like twice. So you can't take a guy's legs out from underneath them and prevent it. So it is working the way that the commissioner wanted it to work. And that would be more stolen bases. So, I mean, from that standpoint, it is successful. And then Ellie De La Cruz it seems to be a very talented ball player. I just want to see I want to read the long story before I, cash all my chips in on Ellie De La Cruz for MVP.
Fair enough. I never said MVP. Keon did a little bit. I said this kid is.
I said rookie of the year. I never said MVP.
Well,
okay, that's
even rookie of the year. I mean,
but Ellie De La
he's in the
Cruz,
conversation. It's him and Corbin Carroll, and they're the only two guys.
Of course, he's in the conversation. Are you kidding me?
He's off to a great start. I think we can all agree to that.
He's off to a rousing beginning of his major league career. Yes.
And when he did that nonsense after that home run, we thought, he's going to get shut down, and that just didn't happen. He's continued on. So I am still impressed. We'll see what happens. Big George says, I think Randy's not so excited about De La Cruz because Ralph said on these airwaves on Friday that he was going to win the NL Rookie of the Year over Corbin Carroll. Ralph was just trashing all things Diamondbacks on Friday. So it's tough for Randy.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see the long story. Give me the long look at him.
You guys shouldn't let Ralph get away with bullying you guys.
He doesn't bully
when I'm
me.
not here.
He doesn't bully me.
I didn't interrupted him. I mean, and the other thing is we've got his wife's, she's in the system here. We could text her and say, hey, help.
I feel
jump
like
in.
Look, if Ralph wants to be a fanboy and say all his junk about how the Dodgers are going to win going away in the West and all that, that's good. If it does, it better happen, because if it doesn't, he's going to look pretty bad and his reputation's going to take a big hit, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's gone back and forth for Ralph in his mouth. And here, when we all thought that the Seahawks were going to be horrible, he agreed, and then he was wrong. And then all of a sudden, he was like, knew it all the time.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, the Lakers they're going to beat the Suns. They're going to win everything. And then they didn't. And then he had to, he had to eat that. So he's had various amounts of success and failure. But the one thing that's remained the same, he gives you the same amount of mouth no matter what.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I just don't let him get away with that. Against the Spread says, as a St. Louis Cardinal fan, it pains me to say this, but we should give Goldschmidt back to the Diamondbacks. He deserves a better squad. Cardinals are a terrible baseball team. They can't pitch. They creatively lose one-run games, and coaching is awful. Diamondbacks, on the other hand, play inspired baseball, and they do those little things to win.
Well, they are right now. They're playing inspired right now, and I hope that they continue that trend into the second part of the season. I hope we continue to get timely hitting. I hope that our pitching staff lasts. Again, I'll just reiterate to everybody, the thing I'm most concerned about with this team is the bullpen. We don't have a strong enough bullpen, in my humble opinion, for us to take it, the long route. Now, am I excited about the Diamondbacks? Absolutely. I never thought, and I will be the first to tell you, I Never saw them in the position that they're in right now in Major League Baseball. Never saw this coming. And I'm extremely excited. I'm enjoying it. At the same time, you got to make some moves, and we'll have to see what they do coming out of the All-Star break.
Blissful Hayes says, listen, Blissful Hayes, we like Ralph here too. We like having him around. But, we can't let him get away with it. We can't let him push everybody around. That's all. I'm not saying we don't like him on the show. Yeah, he's great on the show. In small doses. Boomer Sooner says, did I hear you say cornhole is a sport? No, you didn't, Boomer. You just didn't. You never will. King Kitten says, Northwest fired their football coach for shanking that doctor in prison, right? No, that's two different stories. Although I think you should get a medal for shanking that doctor in prison. What happened to Northwest, it's a whole other thing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next day energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code HEAT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, we got done talking baseball. The only thing in my way right now to getting to talk football is a little bit of basketball and a little bit of golf. Very little. There's a couple of things that need saying, I guess. Oh, by the way, another thing. Did you know the Premier Lacrosse League had games yesterday? Did you watch any of that, Keon?
I didn't actually. No,
I did not either. But I saw the scores, and when the scores are here, now I see the names of the teams. They got some pretty cool names for teams, guys. The Archers beat the Whip Snakes 15-12.
Whip Snakes.
Yeah. And the Redwoods beat the Chaos 13-8.
Ooh, the Chaos.
And then there is a headline, Zed Williams scores with a sweet behind the back shot. There's a dude named Zed.
Mm.
Do you ever know anybody named Zed?
Now I do.
I don't know
Zed Williams on the what team was he on?
I don't know. I didn't
behind the
well,
back shot.
I didn't click on it.
Team was he?
Anyway, so that's lacrosse. So lacrosse got some kind of cool things there, man.
Yeah,
yeah. Didn't click on any of it.
Whip Snakes.
Whip Snake Archers. The Archers, that sounds like a pretty good name for a team.
I could see Archers, yeah. The I'm not understand the Redwoods.
Well, those are trees.
Well, I know that. I know that. Yeah. They're big giant trees.
Yeah.
But the trees, I mean, how does that equate into
3 out of those 4 names were good.
Yeah.
Archers, good. Whip Snakes, good. Chaos, good.
Yeah.
Redwoods, all right. They can't all be winners, man. I'm just saying. So I guess I don't know what's happening, but
yeah,
I guess lacrosse was on there.
Sort of like in NFL, Cardinals. You know, you don't think death and mayhem when you think a Cardinal.
No, I think about these old Catholic guys.
Sea chickens. You don't think mammoth football franchise when you think sea chicken.
No. I mean, listen, there's going to be some great names and there's going to be some not great names. But Archers, that's got to be better than Pelicans. Why don't the NBA Pelicans call themselves the Archers? Because you can like, I'm an archer.
Well,
they shoot the arrow like you shoot a 3.
See,
you're
I think
shooting.
Instead of Archer, they should be the New Orleans Snipers.
Yeah.
It's just why.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
Can't really.
Either downtown. Snipers.
It's been some issues with that and, the freeway shooters and stuff. So
that wasn't in New Orleans. That was in.
That was everywhere. It was
in DC, wasn't it?
But they traveled.
They weren't really snipers. They were like.
No, they were.
They were. It was the DC sniper. That was when the news.
All right, then how about the?
I was there.
Sharpshooters.
They were like, you can't play outside.
Sharpshooters in the back.
Okay, yeah.
Still a little bit
in the same ballpark, but
just not so. Archers. That's like old timey guys with arrows shooting the arrows. Just saying. Zed is not dead. Blissful Hayes and A-Wings 22 says New Orleans Delta. Is that a name of a team for real? The Delta?
No,
it's a horrible name. It's a horrible name for an airline. It's a horrible name for a team.
Well, for an airline, I mean, Delta, I can understand that.
Fits, but it's horrible.
Yeah.
Fubar 1000 says, howdy, guys. Have the afternoon off. Going to listen to show. I'm going to drink some beer and, well, just get caught up on stuff. Go ASU, he says.
Nice.
Pour that man a drink there, Randy. Pour him a drink.
Absolutely. Yep.
Fish Tank says, Washington couldn't handle the bullets. I don't think Sniper is going to, hit the mark.
Wow.
Oh, Fish Tank. Yeah, it's 2 minutes. Heavy Metal Maniac. No, that was not correct. And I'm not going to answer to what you guys say about the reindeer contest. Okay. Thundar Santa Bavarian says, I'm a Dodgers fan and I want my Dodgers to win. I don't think they're going to run away with the National League West, but I am very happy to see the Diamondbacks are ahead of the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants are, that's the Dodgers.
I like the Giants. He says, I think it's real funny that the Friars are below 500, though.
For sure. Yeah, with their payroll as well. You kidding?
Lost Toby says Ghost Runner is the worst rule change.
100% agree. 110% agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're not talking baseball anymore. We're talking basketball now. And Weben Yabba Dabba Doo and Weben Yama.
Yeah.
Weben Yama, he went to the summer league game and he kind of stunk up the place, sort of, in his first game.
one?
Just
Yeah.
at least wasn't like this, oh my God, this is what we just paid for kind of thing. But he came out in the second game and he got 27 points. And so he did better, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 9 of 14 shooting. So there was like, all right, now we're starting to see it. It's called the developmental league for a reason. It's called the summer league for listen, this is his first time playing with these kind of guys. So he's just kind of getting used to it. And as he says, he wasn't been really in basketball mode. He says about 50% basketball mode because they got him doing all this other stuff, appearances and this and that. So if you're worried about the Wembanyama, I don't think you need to be.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was worried because even in the first game, he didn't look great, but he still had 5 blocks in the game. I mean, like he's still a giant human being who's pretty graceful when he moves. And so, yeah, I think that you're going to expect some struggling. The NBA game is a little bit different. Though, those guys are going to double team him and triple team him. I don't think he really expected that and really knew how to deal with that in the first game, but he calmed down and he settled down and he looked a whole lot better. And so, yeah, I think we've seen enough to say, all right, this guy can at least play at the NBA level. So the Spurs went ahead and shut him down.
So do you guys, did he look like a giant giraffe trying to play basketball? Because to me, that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
When he was dribbling, it looked like it was just like this giant giraffe, somewhere on the Serengeti that was playing ball.
I mean, he's always going to look like that. There's nobody.
Those big long legs.
Nobody in the league that big.
I know. Just
like his arms, his height,
alien qualities.
Yeah, it's never going to look normal to watch a 7'4" guy do anything with any level of coordination. It's just going to look odd.
Well, he may have looked odd, but he got the job done. And in fact, Pops was satisfied enough. He's not playing any more games this summer, is summer practice league. He's just going to focus in practice. He's going to focus on doing what he needs to do with the team, getting ready for the actual season. He's happy about that. Yeah, this is something that he's like, listen, I'm very happy. He says this past month, I think basketball wasn't even 50% of my schedule. I can't stand that. I know it's a special moment in my life. I'm just glad it's over. And I just want to hoop. I want to work out. I want to lift. And so he says, not playing in the World Cup. He said, I got 2 or 3 months here, 2 or 3 great months coming up, and that are going to change my life as I get prepared for the season. So this guy he's got the right mindset. At least he's saying the right things.
Well, that was one of the things that people did like about him in the draft process is that he doesn't really seem to have anything going on in his life outside of basketball that's going to distract him. He kind of intentionally did that. And that's his main focus is on trying to be, a great NBA player. And I think that he's sort of always had his head screwed on right in that regard. So I'm happy for him. And I'm happy that he gets to go back to what he likes doing, which is not interviews, not press tour, not dealing with whatever's going on with Britney Spears, but like just focusing on basketball.
Yeah, he's got his eye on the prize, and that's what you want more than anything. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure that Pop's his influence in the situation is going to be more and more about the work. In fact, unbelievably, I don't know if you guys heard this. Greg Popovich has agreed to a 5-year extension worth more than $80 million. I think they made it a 5-year extension worth $80 million because they're pretty sure nature's going to help him get out of this contract at some point soon. He's, Pop is very old. He's 74. Yeah.
I mean, he is also very rich. So, it's a little easier to live longer than most when you have the money to deal with just about every problem you could possibly have.
So he's going to be around for as long as he can be around and well paid to do that. Been 9 years since his last NBA championship, and he's getting paid how much? Holy crap. That ain't a small amount of money right there. So Popovich is, never going to run out of Werther's originals in his pockets for grandkids. You know what I mean? He's got that Werther's money forever, for days. It's like an unlimited supply. There.
Yeah.
Fubar 1000 says, just so you know, Keon, when Jeffrey says go ASU, you say, no, he didn't say that. Damn it. Learn your lines, Keon.
But you did say that.
I say go ASU. Yes.
Yeah, it's just a very odd thing for you to say. I
Yeah.
don't understand why you're coming after me for this.
I
You
know.
said what you said. You should own what you said.
I don't realize why he thinks that you should be the one to say something.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Go ASU. Lost Toby says no horses. Wait, what? What horses are you talking about, Lost Toby? Did you guys talk about horses Friday? Because I think he might be a show behind us.
No.
Did we? I don't think we did.
Mr. Wilbur says, I heard Popovich said the following. Oops, I did it again. Thank you. Random texter says, since we're talking basketball, I'd like to contribute. I can't stand the Lakers. I can't stand LeBron James. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your contribution to the show.
No, that's very deep and correct. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, well, this season at last, I do kind of think of death and mayhem when I think of the Cardinals. Death if the fans hope. Mayhem's on the roster. Heh, I'm a Broncos fan, so things weren't any better for me either. I understand that.
Well, I said it's not very intimidating. You don't think of death and mayhem when you hear the word Cardinals.
Maybe I think of mayhem. I think of that guy from the commercials for the
yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome. That's
Yeah,
my
he is.
favorite insurance commercial. Bruno Baller says, didn't Buddy Ebsen play Zed Clampett on the head? Shut up,
It's
Bruno.
Jed Clampett.
Tiger Paw says, according to you, I don't look like I'm on my deathbed. Wait, you're 74? You're not set. My mom is 75. So she don't look like that either.
My
I didn't
mom's
say,
dead.
did I say Greg Popovich looks like he's on his deathbed? By the way, women live way longer than men. And Greg Popovich looks 84 for 74. Have you seen him lately? She's like, careful with the old comments there, Jeffrey. Okay. All right. I didn't think Tiger Paws was 74. My apologies. Irish for me says, here, cheer for Notre Dame. Go Irish. Can't wait. Do you think if the Cubs could get her bat and a good closer, they will compete? Irish for me, you need to go back and reread that text and come back with what you really meant to say. Fubar 1000 says, stupid LeBron James. Lost Toby says, Wemby isn't getting horses. That's the key to being MVP. Horses. Djokovic. Is Jokic? Wait. Djokovic is the tennis player.
Yeah.
Jokic is the guy who just won the national championship.
Yes,
there.
though confusingly, both of their nicknames are Joker.
Tiger Paw says, no, I'm not 74. That's awkward. She says, I'm 75. And that was my birthday picture I sent you from Vegas. I will complete Irish for me. What? It will complete Irish? Oh my God. I just can't understand anything. In what picture? I don't see any pictures. You got to send that picture, Tiger Paw. Okay. Irish for me. I'm just going to come back to that. Mr. Pink Eye says, Coach Popovich and Bill Belichick, the Tom Brady of coaching. They don't know how to quit. That doesn't make any sense either. None of the text I'm reading. Am I having a stroke?
You're not having a stroke, not unless we're having a collective stroke.
Welcome to the happy hour on the Daily Blanket.
Yeah, boy.
Blissful Hayes says, it didn't take long for Wemby to start taking games off for no reason. You know, like the rest of the NBA players. Come on.
No, when they think you're a good player and you're the franchise, this is not a Wemby thing. They shut you down in Summer League because it's bleeping Summer League. And if you roll your ankle in Summer League when these games don't matter, that is malpractice and you will get fired, even if you're Greg Popovich.
Just a hater. Don't listen to him.
Taking games off. You don't play Summer League once they know you're good. The point of Summer League is to see if you're good.
I think we should call it from now on bleeping Summer League.
Yeah, bleeping Summer League.
Bleeping Summer League.
So a couple of things with golf. I mean, I know we talked about Michelle. Whee!
Yeah.
Well, then there's a whole live tour thing. The live tour, somebody needs to go in there, fire this Monahan guy and just go back on the whole deal, because I don't know if you saw any of the London tournament, you know, the golf there, and they thought, oh, this is a timely idea. This is a good idea. Let's show them golf, but louder. All right. Let's show them something cool, something different than the PGA. And they thought that, boy, there's nothing better than flash mob.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess a flash mob just came out of nowhere. First tee to Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO.
Oh no.
Which that was cool once in 2010, and then it was
and even then, not just barely.
Even the flash mob guys were first like, yeah, and then they kind of lost speed. Like, okay, can we be done? We just realized how bad this is.
If I were one of the flash mob dancers, would I be mad about what my career has come to? This is what are we?
Or they're like, this is our chance. We're bringing it back.
Bringing back LMFAO, because even LMFAO doesn't think they're coming back.
No.
That was just kind of sad.
Yeah.
This needs to end. Just needs to stop. So then the PGA, there's a guy. He's a board member. He has resigned, and he's like, you know what? I joined this board 12 years ago to serve the best players in the world, and yada yada yada. And he says, you know what? I can't in good conscience continue with this. I can't be around this. He says, I'm out. Bye-bye. And he says, I'd have left sooner, but I didn't want to leave everybody in a lurch when Monahan there had his health issues. So, but now he's back. God bless him. You can all go to hell. And he left.
Good for him.
Was
this the guy that was is standing in for Monahan while
he
was out?
Randall Stevenson.
Oh boy. Okay.
So we're out of here. Done. And so, not surprised. Not surprised. Some people maybe have a crisis of conscience on this. He says, I cannot objectively evaluate or in good conscience support PGA Tour proposed sponsorship. So more and more people will do that, and it will amount to nothing. It's good to see good people stand up for what's right. The end result will be nothing. Won't matter. It's all about the money. Sad. Quiet Cannon says, hope they don't miss the opportunity to have some sort of championship between the LIV and the PGA Tours. Could be kind of a Ryder Cup format thing.
See, they already have a Ryder Cup. They already have a national championship, and they already have a PGA championship, and they already have a world championship. They don't need anything else. This was a complete money move by the PGA Tour. That's all. It's a cash grab. That's all it is. Sir Nick Faldo says the LIV Tour will be dead inside of a year. No one cares for the LIV Tour.
Would have been. Now, who knows?
Well, see, nobody really understands what's going to happen to the quote unquote LIV Tour. All they know is there's been some sort of a merger agreed to by PGA and the Saudis. That's all they know. It wasn't a LIV PGA merger. It was the Saudi public fund and PGA merger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tiger Paws. She sent me a picture of her with some dancers. That's right. I'm thinking Vegas or the Mormon Temple. I'm not sure. Nice pasties. All right. She says the Irish thing, she says her phone, she was doing voice to text, and I guess she had her radio up too loud, and it just repeated us saying the Irish thing. Hamilton Porter says, God, I can't wait till USC joins the Big Ten so I can watch my Wolverines bitch slap Ralph's Trojans all over the damn Coliseum. Fair enough.
That's going to be a good game regardless.
And he says, breaking news. This is actual breaking news. We're going to talk about this. Northwestern has fired Pat Fitzgerald. Well, that was good. That's good because 2 weeks didn't seem like long enough suspension. But I guess after some more people came forward, said some things had to happen. We'll tell you about that whole thing when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Taco Bell, we like to keep mornings simple because before 11 a.m., you're not down for whatever.
No.
You're not interested in trying new things.
No.
You want a breakfast that's toned down and delicious, like the Breakfast Crunch Wrap with fluffy eggs, sausage, melty cheese, and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla.
I want to eat that.
See? You may not be a morning person, but it's morning, and you're a person. Taco Bell breakfast, served until 11 a.m. At participating Taco Bell stores during breakfast hours only while supplies last.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Summertime, and the Diamondbacks are heating up, competing for the top spot in the NL West. What moves are the Snakes going to make by the trade deadline? Can this team continue to battle as we head for the All-Star break? Can Corbin Carroll continue his torrid pace to be the Rookie of the Year? Stay up with all the Diamondbacks news, info, updates, and rumors. If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and don't forget to be listening for today's reindeer name. That's right, Christmas in July with Kasai. You win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Listen to the show here. Each hour, we're going to give the name of one of Santa's reindeers. It's not going to be announced all fancy or nothing. You just hear it in conversation there, so you got to be paying attention to catch it. Once you hear the daily name, text that name in to be entered into the daily drawing for a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. And remember, keep track of all the names that are given during the week, and then text them all in on Friday for a chance to win an additional $50. So there you go. 888-368-1580. Let's see. Raven Kid says LMFAO is actually an uncle and a nephew group that only broke up because they had money issues, and one was withholding money from the other. So no, they probably won't be coming back. That is so much more than I ever needed to hear about people I don't care about.
Also, I'm just gonna go based on the quality and longevity of that music. That's not the only reason they're never coming back. That whole moment passed. It's done.
Fish Tank says, Jeffrey, do you smell toast? No. Why are you in my house making toast? What the hell? I don't know why you're asking me that. Lost Toby says, happy hour and collective strokes. It's Friday already, right? Feels like it. Does feel like it. Cardinal Art says, bring back Vanilla Ice. Ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. No. Thundar the San Barbarian says, so Randy, in a year, it'll be the Dead Tour, I guess. Jerry Garcia won't object.
Yeah, Jerry doesn't know anything about it. So
yeah, he's dead. Yeah. Irish for me, sending me pictures. Lord. He says USC equals University of Spoiled Children. Fair enough.
It's like the first time we've ever heard that.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, I must not be paying attention because I missed the word for the Christmas thing the last hour. I guess I'll have to keep listening. Hope I'll pick up on it. That is the way it works, my friend. Blissful Hayes says ASU needs to hire ex-Northwestern football coach Pat Larry Fitzgerald before someone else does. Yeah, I don't think anybody's interested in this guy right now.
No.
Lost Toby says happy hour and collective strokes. He says Lil Smiley, the Cholo reindeer. No, that was incorrect.
No.
Fish Tank says they say you smell toast when you're having a stroke. I guess that's like a nice, the good news is you smell toast.
Like a cinnamon toast?
What kind of toast? Cinnamon toast in a long time. That does sound good. Lots of sugar and cinnamon. Bruno Baller says, Randy, can we finally see some monsoon action this week? We better get some weather action from Randy right now.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center Chief Meteorologist, the Weather Hefe, at your service. 10% chance of showers today, and we are in monsoon central as I speak. Looking around, there's a sort of a small buildup of some clouds. It should become a little more cloudy this afternoon, and that might mean a possibility of some the evening thunder boomers. Humidity at 15%. If the radar would flash up here the way it's supposed to. Humidity at 15%. The barometric pressure 29.70 and falling. and the wind out of the east at 8 miles an hour. Currently 109 degrees outside as we are going through the rest of our day, looking for 94 overnight, and a slight chance of thunder boomers starting now. From the 1580 of the Fanatic Harman Solar Weather Center, the Weather Hefe. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. I feel like you just give some of them numbers and barometric things that just to be.
What are you talking about?
Like you're bragging. Like you're just trying to sound like you know what you're talking
it's
about.
weather people will tell you.
Well, nobody listening gives a damn about all those little numbers.
You can see for 10 miles, and currently the moon phase is a waning crescent.
Oh my God! So that's really useful.
Oh yeah. Dew point at 51 degrees.
What is it to wane?
A waning crescent moon.
Well, what does it mean? If I were, what if I was?
It's on the last part of a full moon phase.
Just I'm waning.
Waning
right
crescent.
Yeah. I think you make most of those numbers.
Oh no. I'm a full blown meteorologist.
But nobody listening is.
Oh.
So you're just shouting out these numbers.
I'm
no way of checking if you're right or wrong.
All the statistics right here. I mean, anybody can
you just
check these statistics.
Speak English for me right now and tell me, is there going to be some monsoons or not this week?
There
yes
is.
Or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Monsoons, yes or no?
I can't answer that question.
You're making this up then.
No, I'm not.
Now you're making it up. If you
No,
can't answer
I'm
the
not.
question, you're making this up.
I cannot answer that
Should
question.
be easy. Or they're just shouting out a bunch of random numbers at me, saying the thing is this
107
0.5.
degrees for the high today, but right now it's 109.
Just monsoons.
Partly cloudy outside.
Okay, thank you, Randy.
Waning crescent moon tonight.
This just doesn't mean anything. That's fine. All right, so let's talk about
for the overnight low.
Thank you, Randy. That's great. So this whole hazing at Northwestern thing, I feel like we're getting hazed right now by Randy. So this has been
114 on Thursday.
That's great, Randy. That's good.
115 Friday.
It's just if we don't humor him, he gets violent. That's just the truth of it. So Northwestern, turns out there's a lot of bad things have been happening. And this is so much going on here to get to where we got to today, where they did finally fire Pat Fitzgerald. And, that took them a minute too long, if you ask me, because people knew better. I think what it was is people knew better. But then what happened is this pesky Daily Northwestern, newspaper thing for the school. The students exposed everything, and
maybe that was part of the problem. Students were exposing themselves.
No, Randy. No,
is that part of the hazing thing they were talking about?
They exposed the truth, although that was part of it. But the Daily Northwestern it did was expose the truth about the hazing rituals that happened. First, let me just say this: what, as a coach, do you feel a hazing benefits your team? How does that help? Because let's listen to some of what this was. Okay. An anonymous player told the newspaper that the form of hazing was called running, an act in which the player would be restrained by several upperclassmen. They would then start dry humping him in a dark locker room. He's getting runned. And then other things, they did a thing where, there'd be a hand signal for who got run, and the coach would sometimes make that hand signal himself during practices, and which means, okay, well, he knows this is happening. And they had a ritual called the car wash. Player described that as extremely painful. During the car wash, players would be forced to brush past other naked players before getting sprayed with a hose. I don't know if I can quite picture the car wash. It sounds like it hurts. And there's another ritual where a freshman quarterback was forced to take snap from his center while both of them were naked. How is this helping the team? How does this, if you're a coach or even if you're a player, how does this help? I mean, what is the point of hazing other than just cruelty? I played football. Randy, he played baseball. I'm not sure what sport you played. Football too, didn't you, Keon? So
some basketball.
Yeah, there's no there's no benefit to a team with cruelty. You know, I just don't understand why you would do this. Why would you allow this to continue at any level, as a player, as a coach, as anybody involved in any of this? I mean, Northwestern, they were like, okay, now we're going to have a monitor in the locker room to make sure that nobody does this sort of stuff, because we can't trust the players. Why? Because the players, right after they suspended Pat Fitzgerald before the weekend, they all got together and wrote this letter saying the coach didn't know at all, and he's not to be held responsible for this. By the way, this letter, it's about 7 paragraphs, not written by a student. I'll tell you that right now. If you read this, you're like, wow, this is an experienced lawyer who typed this, but it's signed the entire Northwestern football team. And, he says, we do not tolerate hazing and all this. It basically lied through their teeth in this entire letter, to the Northwestern community. And then a couple of players came forward. They're like, yeah, that's totally not true. And they were interviewed and spoke to, and the university said, okay, maybe 2 weeks wasn't enough. We need to take a look at this again. And they did. And just now they have fired Pat Fitzgerald. So I don't understand. I don't know if I ever have understood the culture of hazing.
Yeah, and I do think that there's like levels to it, because if you have some hazing, like, you make, we've all seen it on Hard Knocks. They make the rookies, sing karaoke in front of everybody, and they're incredibly embarrassed. Like, that's not
fun, good-natured thing.
Yeah,
it's just sort of welcome to the team and having a little fun. But there is an obvious line between slight embarrassment, making them sing, and all right, come on, rookie, you're buying everybody dinner. What? Okay. There's a line between that and naked things and sexual abuse and coerced sexual acts and, the beatings and, senselessness of things. It just basically bullying and just senseless violence.
Yeah. And when we talked about it a little bit on Friday, we didn't have all of these details and everything like that. It was, I just, without knowing all the information, it was hard to say, who crossed the line, because there's an innocent level of it, but you can go too far. And I think everybody knows where too far is. And I also think that Pat Fitzgerald, they didn't really do an investigation. Like, if they say they investigated this, they're either covering for him, which is wrong, or they were lying. It sounds like they took him at his word when he said he didn't know. But if you read the article, they were talking about how there would be the hand sign to start the hazing. And sometimes it would come from Pat, which means that he was so well aware of what was going on. He was actually involved in it, that there's no deniability at all.
So, I get, giving somebody a hard time. One time we taped a freshman to the flagpole with duct tape because he walked across the seal at the school. And that was it. He was all good natured. Nobody punched him. Nothing bad happened. It was just funny. We lifted him off the ground and we duct taped him to the flagpole. And he hung there for, come on, guys. And we got him down before it was time for class. That sort of just good natured, messing around. Okay, I can see, on this show, we've hazed every single co-host. But generally just good-natured, mental abuse. Anyway, but naked. I don't get the naked part. Once you say, hey, we're going to do a thing, and what we're going to do is force these freshmen strip naked and do different things and do painful things and do... why do you want to see them naked? Why do you think they should be naked? How is this helping team morale? What is this doing for anything? None of it makes sense. It is senseless to me. Somebody, and I'll tell you what, if you want to explain how hazing helps team and camaraderie and whatever, I won't read your name. Text me if you have a good reason for why hazing is okay. A little bit of ribbon here and there. Okay, I get that. Hey, he's the new guy. Hey, rookie. We did that to Keon. We've done that to other people, and just sort of joked around. We've not made anyone naked.
Yeah, and that's before you.
Well, we've not forced anyone to be naked.
Well, yeah, that's true. There was one co-host that I hear was
I'm just
way too willingly.
Well, he
naked,
wasn't
actually.
completely.
Nobody asked him to be that, and then he decided on his own. But anyway,
more naked than we'd ever hoped for. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
And then there have been some of the racial stuff that's come out about this too. There was one player.
I haven't heard the racial stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there was one player that played for Northwestern 10 years ago, but Fitzgerald was still the coach, I believe, and he was trying to get people to stop asking him why he was playing football instead of soccer. At one point, he was asked to shave Cinco de Mayo into his body hair. Like, it's just things that I don't understand how the head coach could be aware of stuff like that and not care, or just not notice, or not draw the line, the clear and obvious boundary of, hey, my seniors are going to be my captains, and any hazing is obviously going to have to run through them, and I will make them aware of this is what our lines are. We don't cross this. We don't cross this into racial territory. We don't cross this into making guys do things nude when they don't want to. We're just not going to go to those places. And he didn't. And so, yeah, two week suspension was clearly not enough. And Northwestern didn't do their homework. Either that or they knew and they just didn't care.
Well, a lot of times, is he a winning coach? Would you have called Northwestern a winning program and Pat Fitzgerald a winning coach?
For what that program is, yes, because they're a very academic program. And so getting into Northwestern is very difficult. So the kinds of players that they get, if you want somebody who is going to go to a school that's maybe easier to get into, a lower GPA required, their academic standards don't move to get football players. And they've been pretty successful on that front, regardless of it. So he's been pretty successful. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could ever really understand. Randy, you came 10 years before me, playing sports and doing stuff. Did you ever see it get like this?
I never experienced anything like this. I mean, we would make the freshman catcher carry all our gear, or we would make the freshman catcher carry the get the pitching machine out, or get the freshman to do all that stuff, or but it was never anything mean-spirited like this or weird and psychotic like this. I mean, having a naked quarterback take a hike from his naked center, no, that kind of stuff just didn't happen. I mean, there was rookie stuff, but there was never any weirdness going on ever.
I think the extent of it would be, have you ever seen that video? There's a guy sitting there and he's in the shower and he's washing his hair. And as he's rinsing, somebody reaches over and squeezes more shampoo on his head to where he keeps trying to rinse, but it's all soapy. And he's like, he's freaking out because no matter what he does. That's about as far as I could go there. That's about as far as I could go. Then I'd be a little uncomfortable because that guy's naked. I don't want to be around that. So I guess I just don't understand it from a coach's perspective or from other players' perspective in the hazing situation, nakedness. And, you know what I'm saying? Just, I don't get it. Nobody's explaining it to me. Blissel Hayes thinks that Pat Fitzgerald probably wrote the letter that came from those students. Could be. Probably not, but could be. More than likely somebody's lawyer daddy or something. Fubar 1000 says, by the way, Jeffrey, here's a bold prediction. ASU 9-3. U of A 3 of 9. Go ASU. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if ASU football is really going to be 9-3 this year. I haven't really heard any kind of scouting report on the current state of the team, but it's awfully nice of you to say. And to say that U of A is only going to be 3 of 9, fuck up, little man. I mean, you never know what'll happen in your season. So, yeah, but I agree with you. Go ASU. All right. So I guess nobody really wants to talk about the hazing thing. So we'll just move on.
Just kind of sick, to be honest.
Sick. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
it's just
somebody out
when
there.
the university says they can't find sufficient evidence, and then the school newspaper, run by students, finds more information almost immediately.
Here, and here.
Yeah,
here.
it's like you didn't do an investigation. Like, just say that. But of course, they're a private university. They don't have to tell you what they investigated, how, what they found. They just get to be kind of vague with the information. And you know, you have a journalism department, one of the best in the country, on your campus. I don't know how you thought this was going to go.
They wanted it to go away, is what they wanted, and they hoped it would go away, but it did not. And so, cheers to the school newspaper and the people who are brave enough to stand up and say, "Yeah, here's the truth about that." You know, it's not always in the best interest of these students to come forward and expose the truth on that. So, you know, and it's funny because we're looking at how the NFL deals with things. We're looking at how the NFL deals with sexual assault, how they deal with drunken driving, how they deal with all these other crimes. And then, but you know what? They come down harder than anything, and that is on gambling. It's like something in the whole thought process is a little bit upside down when violence against women and you know racism and these other things are like, well, you know, but gambling, we can't accept that.
Well, it
no
makes
tolerance.
Makes sense to me. The NFL's losing money. You're taking away the NFL's money by cheating the system.
It's just we don't seem to have we don't have our heads on straight, I think, sometimes when it comes to this. We come back, I'm going to tell you another guy who does not have his head on straight. It's like, it's a real head scratcher. And if it weren't so sad, it'd be funny. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials Light Trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials Light Trap. Insecticide-free protection.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
At the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. Savings on top brand appliances, like a new LG CounterDepth Max refrigerator with ultra-large capacity on the inside and a seamless look on the outside. Or an LG oven with built-in air fryer for crispier, healthier cooking. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Final days to get special buy savings plus up to $1,000 off select kitchen appliances like this exclusive LG kitchen package at the Home Depot. Ends July 12th.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So I think Bob Huggins might drink all the time.
You think so?
I'm just a little bit confused. So, all right, let's rewind on Bob Huggins, okay? Bob Huggins, first he has this thing where he just goes crazy and makes some religious and homophobic statements on a radio show. That didn't go over very well. Things were not looking good. And then he gets busted for drinking and driving. And then that cost him his job. Well, now he comes back and he says, hey, I am suing West Virginia. And they're like, well, what? And yeah, because I think I should be reinstated. What?
Well, he's saying he never resigned.
Yeah, I didn't resign. Yeah, you did. You did. I saw the tweet letter that you put out there that says, today I have submitted a letter to President Gordon Gee and Vice President there or whatever, blah, 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 informing them of my resignation and intention to retire as head men's basketball coach at West Virginia, effective immediately. Yeah, does that just not a lot of ambiguity on that?
Is there another Robert E. Huggins around? Because that's what's on the statement there.
Yeah, just a little confused here how, and then the school is like, wait, we're talking to your lawyers right now, and we're working this out. And now this third lawyer comes out of nowhere, is like totally different with these other two. Something is wrong here. And but Huggins is saying, yeah, my case, my drunken driving case is close to being fully resolved without charges. No, it's not. That's where, what the hell?
That would be the fastest drunken driving case ever resolved, if that's the case, because wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I'm just a little confused here. So one day, he gets arrested, and then he talks to the school, and they're like, okay, well, this is probably a good place for us to, and yeah, okay, we're good here, and he agrees, and now he's saying, no, I didn't. All right, so how is he explaining this? What is his angle on this, really, other than just complete delusion?
Well, that's a great question, because it just feels like complete delusion. I don't know if I have a good answer.
I thought maybe you knew some like tactic or something that he's using, or he's like, I didn't write that. The school wrote that. Released it. That wasn't me.
Why would Keon know a tactic to get out of something that you said?
Well, there's two things. One, he's very in tune with college sports.
Yes.
And two, I feel like he's used such tactics on us before.
Have I?
We're not sure. We're trying to figure that out. We're very confused still.
And there it is.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure
I don't know what tactic you could possibly be using when you say you never submitted your resignation, even though you put out a statement saying that you resigned.
Yeah.
Your lawyers are saying that you definitely put in the paperwork to resign, and the university is saying they received the paperwork of your resignation. There's three different parties that are looking at this.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, just all over the house, but it somehow wasn't you. I don't get it.
You on video.
Yeah.
We have you on Twitter and Facebook.
Yep.
We have you everywhere.
Mhm.
We have you on the doorbell cam handing us the letter.
Yep.
Yeah, here's the letter. It says, Coach Huggins does not desire litigation. Rather, he's simply looking for the correction of a clear breach of his employment agreement. He's looking to get paid off. He's looking to get the remainder of the contract money, which with that, of course, they fired him with cause if they fire him. So there's really no way he's going to get that. And but here's what the lawyer says. Although the press statements purport to have resignation communications directly from Coach Huggins, that Huggins has never communicated his resignation to you. Well, the press statements, one of them came directly from Huggins saying he had done that. And so now the question is, does the school have the letter? Do they have a copy? Did they get a sign? Because all they got to do is go, right here, I got the letter. Okay, this is done and over with. And so this lawyer, I mean, sometimes lawyers are dumb, but this lawyer can't be that stupid. There has to be some angle that he's really working that, technically gets Huggins out of it.
I assume there has to be something and he probably just looked at this and went, you know what? There's a lot of billable hours here. I don't know what other thought he could have. It's like, no, if my client wants to go on this doomed expedition to try and get something back that we gave up willingly, I'll follow him there and try and make a case. But I don't see what case you can possibly make. And again, the university probably should have the resignation. I don't know if they've released that or not, or put that paperwork out there. But the fact
that he wants to be reinstated, it says,
and they're not doing that. I mean, for all of the reasons, the fact that he resigned made it easier on them, but they could just fire him. There's no, he doesn't win here either way.
I like how they start the thing. Hey, Coach Huggins does not want to sue. And then they end the thing. We're going to sue.
Inside of one statement, it's contradicting itself. I don't know that this is the actions of a perfectly sane person.
So, I mean, whether it's the lawyer or Huggins himself and the other two lawyers who are working in good faith with the school to try to, button up everything and get it all resolved, they're probably like, what the hell? We had nothing to do with this.
It's a weird strategy that Bob Huggins has.
Screaming Eagle says, in regards to Huggins, perhaps he never submitted the resignation letter to the president. Well, he said he did, and they said he did. So all that has to be done is somebody from the school hold it up and go, it's right here, Huggins, go have a drink. And that should be the statement. Literally should be the statement. I have the letter in my hand. Coach Huggins, go have a drink on me. Good night. Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, says, I guess Northwestern's haze wasn't so blissful.
What?
Blissful haze.
I mean, I understand.
Just
why would you reference yourself as a? Okay.
No, that's Thundar, the Santa Barbarian. Who said this. Blissful haze had nothing to do with it. I don't. This isn't even a Friday show. It's just weird.
We just started the week.
I came back and said it was a weird weekend. I think the weirdness of the weekend sort of set it up to the weirdness of the day.
It's a waning moon. So yeah.
Is this what that means?
Yeah, it's waning.
Weird bleep on the show.
Yeah,
when
weird,
the moon is waning.
Is weird crap on the show. Waning moon. Yeah.
But the moon wanes once a month, doesn't it?
And if you look up historically, if you go back and you look at the waning crescent moon, that's when we have the weirdo shows.
Do you have one waning crescent moon a month or two?
I believe you have two.
Does it wane on both sides, or is it wane and the other side is wean? We have a wean moon.
And one is a weenie moon, and one is a wax.
One is a wax.
So it's a wane and a wax.
Waxing crescent moon, and then
wax on,
waning.
Which I always
wax
feel
off.
better after a waxing moon.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing like nice waxing.
Especially my moon.
Oh, guess that sounds like it hurts a little bit.
Sounds.
Yeah, but those silky sheets, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean the balloon knot is not meant to that pain. You just can't. I don't know. Can I just give everybody, since we're talking legal things?
Yeah.
Everybody, please pay attention. From this point forward, I've always suggested don't use emojis if you're a man because they'll just get you in trouble.
Well, now I use the thumbs up emoji. I mean, that's okay, right?
No. Here's why.
Oh.
You got to be careful. Here's what happened in Canada. There was a ruling. The thumbs up in emoji could be legally binding. Yeah, it all stemmed from a disagreement between a farmer in Saskatchewan and a company trying to buy some grain, right? In 2021, the buyer for the company sent a mass text to a bunch of farmers trying to buy about 100 tons of it, right? So a farmer named Chris Actor, he's like, hey, yeah, listen, I got some grain here. And they talked it through. Then the buyer texted Chris a message to please confirm the contract. Well, Chris just texted back a thumbs up. He says, well, I just sent that because I hadn't even read the contract yet. I was just letting him know, got it, and I'll read it. That's what his thumbs up was, got it. And well, the deal fell through and Chris didn't deliver the grain and the company sued him. And a judge said, nope, it is a non-traditional but valid signature, just like an X mark, you put an X in the thing. A thumbs up is an agreement. And so now Chris has to pay over $61,000 in damage plus interest. Don't send thumb emojis.
Really messed up. Next,
Wow.
you're going to tell me that the dancer emoji is also legally binding. Very
The
confusing.
dancer emoji is legally binding. Do not send the dancer emoji to your girlfriend
Dancer
or
emoji?
wife
Yeah.
unless you're actually going to do some dancing.
Oh, I see. All right, there you go. Yeah.
Big George says, stupid Canadians. Emojis are not a binding contract. You check that law for the United States. We need to know, but don't risk it, men.
Yeah.
Just avoid emojis. God knows what you're agreeing to. There's a lot of dirty emojis out there. Randy sends me one more cucumber or zucchini.
It's an eggplant.
I am not agreeing to anything, Randy.
It's not a cucumber or a zucchini. It's an eggplant.
Not even surprised that you
And
know
I have
that.
never
That's-
sent you an eggplant in my life.
We need Big George to find out if this thumbs up thing is Canadian thing or an American thing too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's single, spicy chicken sandwich, medium frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and a
chicken
Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's
Dave's
single and a
single.
frosty, for
Frosty
me.
and a frosty. Okay, who said frosty and a frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harbin Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And if you're just joining us, it's been a weird-ass show, man. It's just been a strange show. And now I got Radio Ron texting in. What if it wanes a little? But did you talking about the moon? Is that the moon?
It's a
thing?
waning crescent. Soon it'll be a waxing crescent.
Yeah. So what if it wanes a little? I don't know what happens.
Hmm.
What does happen if it wanes a little?
Well, then it eventually just fades away.
Is that like? I think
It's going. Waning is leaving.
it's waning. It's pouring. Is
No.
that what he's doing over here?
No, that's
that's
somebody with a speech impediment.
what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, "Oh, that whole thing with the thumbs up emoji, that's Canada, and those guys are weird." Yeah, that's what we're trying to sort
Yeah.
out because if a judge in Canada has ruled the thumbs up emoji is legally binding, we gotta, be worried about American law. And let's see if Big George has had a chance to do his research, and all he's done is just give me the thumbs up. That's not helpful, George. I need you to find out. We need to establish precedent here, just in case. Just in case. Lost Toby needs to know now if she sends me a peach emoji, is she legally bound to let me touch her? No. No. She still can say no at any time, Lost Toby. And by the way, just typing in all the different names of reindeers is not a correct entry.
That's correct. Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a little hint. We have said the name of the reindeer so many times in the last 2 hours. You should be ashamed of yourself for missing it.
Especially since the last 2 days of last week, everybody was jumping in early.
Yeah.
So here it is. The actual name has been said, and
I said it a lot. You said it a lot. Heavy Metal Maniac says, "That's it. I don't want to play this game anymore. I haven't heard one word, and I was listening very closely. I just both of the reindeer names.
Think about the names of the reindeer.
And we've it's only one name of the reindeer, but it's been repeated many times.
There's one name.
Mm-hmm. Lost Toby says, Radio Ron's wanes a little bit to the left. What are you talking about?
No, I think
what I
you're
mean about today's show.
You're thinking dress left, dress right. That's that sort of thing. I don't know what Radio Ron does, to be honest with you.
So what is more dangerous? Your thumbs up emoji gets you into legal trouble. Or how about what's going on in Alabama? Have you heard these idiots in Alabama? I guess I could just say the whole state, but I guess officials in Alabama say at least 4 people have died in recent months because of a dumb TikTok trend where you jump off of a speeding boat.
Oh boy.
Roll down tide.
Wow.
You just chuck yourself off of a speeding boat.
For no apparent reason.
And then you die. So somebody in your life is holding the camera. Oh, this is great. Well, yeah. Oh, they're dead. That's just stupid.
And so many people are doing it. You can't even be famous in death. You're one of 50 idiots.
So in Alabama, somebody's jumping off a perfectly good boat.
Yeah, just tossing themselves off it, flailing, and hit. You don't understand when you're going high speed on a boat, you're like hitting concrete and rolling.
Yeah.
It's just you are dumber than dumb if you're doing this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's another TikTok trend. This might be more dangerous. Guys on TikTok are pranking their girlfriends by pretending to propose. Whole thing where you go down there and you start tying your shoe.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And they think you're, oh my God,
No,
like some romantic moment.
You don't do that.
Just saying, these are dangerous things, but be careful with the emojis. Big George says, per my quick analysis, the thumbs up emoji is only legally binding as a contract in Canada and not in the United States. I can't find a case in the United States where a judge has ruled that a thumbs up emoji is legally binding contract.
So you're saying there's a chance?
He's saying not in the United States, but if you go across the border with this nonsense, you're in trouble.
Well, he's saying that what I heard, maybe I'm wrong, Keon, check me on this. He can't find a case where it's happened in the United States yet.
Yet. Yeah, you are correct.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody could get in front of the right judge who could rule in favor of the thumbs up emoji being a binding agreement.
Yeah. Well, then you'd have to. I mean, I would appeal this. I don't know if the appeals process.
So what the hell emoji would you use for the appellate process?
This one.
Well, I don't think that's not appealing anything. It's more of a statement.
You asked me which one I'd use. That'd be that one. Yeah.
Well, that's not an appeal, though. I mean, that's a statement.
Hey, look, we woke up the texters. They all realized that they had heard the reindeer name.
Okay.
And now we've got a bunch of correct entries. I wonder how many people went back and listened to the podcast of the last hour we just posted. And listened for the. Oh my God! There it is. There it is. Good job, guys. And no, it's Striper is not a name of a reindeer. Neither is Stripper, Lost Toby. Just stop it. Cardinal Art says, I was making dinner for the kiddos and I missed the name. Okay, well, listen, don't worry because we're going to do it again this hour. We will use that reindeer name again in this hour. So if you haven't heard it yet, you still have a chance to be listening. Straight Striper says, the plus side of a $230 McDonald's wedding is you most likely don't have. That was from last week. What?
Like last Thursday.
Oh, there it is. Oh, no, he's got his correct entry for the reindeer name. Popped up right there.
Okay.
Text line glitching a little bit on me there. My bad. Screaming Eagle says, that whole Alabama thing sounds a lot like Darwin at work, doesn't it?
Roll
down tide. Yeah. Blissful A says, yeah, it's a dumb reindeer game. Giving away prizes just to have the fourth dimension be the fourth caller to win. That's the way you usually do it.
Well, that's not the way we're
doing
doing it this time.
You're just mad because you didn't get it. And look, Whistling Gerbil did. So did Straight Striper. So there you go. Joe the Show's got it. He got it. Hook'em Hottie says, in Texas, a head nod is all you need for a binding contract. So I could see the emoji being binding.
See,
Hook'em Hottie is another lawyer, by the way.
I didn't think it was a head nod. It had to be like a Stetson tug, whatever that tap of that Stetson hat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. A little of that right there.
Yeah, I didn't know a head nod was going to do it.
Texas is like a whole nother universe, though, isn't it?
It is.
Thundar the Santa Barbarian it says, someone get Keon some Advil. He looks like he's in pain. And as far as today's show being weird, Jeffrey, remember, you started today's show with Michelle. Well, that wasn't weird. That was just fun. By the way,
that's just the normal run of jokes we do around here. That's not weird.
Well, listen, I'm not proud of that. I just couldn't help myself. But what dog is that? You just sent me a random picture of a dog. It looks like the dog is barking at me. All right, this is a weird show. Lost Toby says stripper. No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, but I will allow your follow-up. How's that? All right. So one more thing before we hit the football. Remember the Bulls, Randy? Remember the Bulls back when they were the Bulls?
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Not this craptastic mess that's been happening last
No, I remember the
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about how everything was weird this weekend. This show has been weird the last 2 hours. The Bulls have all turned weird too. Everything's turned weird and weirder than even before. Dennis Rodman was weird. Remember how weird Dennis Rodman was?
Yes.
He continued to be weird. He's 62 years old and he's still being weird. You know what he did? He put a tattoo of his girlfriend's face on his face. You see that?
Interesting.
I guess that's a good tattoo.
So I wonder what happens when he smiles.
Now her head caves in.
Basically, yeah.
It's either that or her face really contorts real hard to the left there.
It does not look like a good tattoo to me.
It's a good tattoo if I'm drawing it. It looks like a pretty
Yeah.
good representation of a drawing.
Though I don't know if it's because the tattoo artist is bad or if just tattooing onto a face is just difficult. Like that's just
Yeah.
Might just be that. Just like maybe just your cheek is not the place for your girlfriend's
No.
face to be tattooed. Just
So his girlfriend, you know what? She's, by the way, her name is Yella Yella.
I mean, I'm not even surprised. It's Dennis Rodman. I'm not even shocked.
Yella.
Yeah, and she looks to be about 20 something, you know, and he's 62, but her name is Yella Yella. And well, at least she even had the sense. Her response was, I told him not to do it. I was like, what are you doing? So even if somebody named Yella Yella, he says, well, she's like, I ain't got nothing to do today. That was basically his,
Which also sounds like Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll just get in the living legend's face. Basically, what he called his girlfriend on my face. So he says, "What y'all do?" Like he's saying, "No, what are you gonna do?"
Not initials.
Nothing going on today.
Not
love
letters.
my girlfriend. Get her face on me. What are you gonna do?
Sure, why not? Why not?
Don't act like it's weird.
I have so many things going on in my head right now that I want to say, but I can't.
I too, when I am bored,
I cannot say what's going on in my mind right now.
I just contemplate from time to time. You know,
It's
what?
just not fair that you would bring this up.
It's a Sunday afternoon. Maybe I'll get my girlfriend's face tattooed on my face.
Cooled out at my hometown tattoo parlor there, getting a tattoo of a living legend's face on my face. That's all. What are you gonna do?
It's Dennis.
And then Scottie Pippen, his date, Dennis Rodman, it sounds like his date has more sense than Scottie Pippen's date. So they're out there out and about in Malibu. And you know what she does? Instead of covering her face, she flashed them.
She flashed her face?
She pulled her shirt up and flashed them the goods.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they have tattoos on them as well?
No.
They don't have yellow tattooed on them, do they?
That would have been something. If they had.
See, now there's
the coincidence.
connection.
Yeah. They'd have to really talk about that one.
And then Michael Jordan's son is dating the ex-wife of Scottie Pippen. There's a lot of weird stuff happening with these Bulls, man.
Now, we talking Michael Jordan, Bulls player, or Michael B. Jordan, cinematic superstar?
Michael Jordan, billionaire Bulls player.
I don't think Michael B. Jordan has a kid old enough for that. So
no, Larsa is 48, and Michael Jordan's son is 32. And they asked Michael, "Hey, do you approve of Marcus dating Larsa Pippen?" And he didn't even turn his head. He's like, "No." Just kept walking to his car. It's just, what's the hell's going on with the Bulls, man?
Well, you knew it had to happen. That was a lot of
know.
stress. That was a lot of tension that these guys had for so many years.
So my son, my oldest son, is about to turn 30.
Yeah.
And if he were going to date one of my exes, excluding his mom,
which would be weird.
Yeah. This could be similar. And I would not approve.
Can't imagine why.
Just saying. It wouldn't take me very long to say no.
Well, it didn't take
you.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan didn't even bother to turn around and address it because why? I think the answer is pretty clear.
Pretty clear and obvious in stride. No.
Also, Larsa Pippen and anybody in their 20s and 30s. She goes after him. She really does.
Larsa Pippen, she's how old again? 48?
48, yeah.
And Air Jordan's son is how old?
32. So, 16-year difference. It could be worse.
Well, come on.
But that is the ex-wife of your former friend, now frenemy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird. It's just too damn weird.
Yeah, I keep holding out hope that one day Scotty will stop being a bitter old man and him and MJ can be friends again.
Well,
and it's just not going to happen because there's so much strange stuff going on with all of them. It's never going to happen.
If Michael Jordan would make one phone call, the whole thing would be fine. And all you got to do is call up Larsa Pippen and say, My son Marcus has no money. Click. And that's it. Problem solved.
Be over.
Yes. That's it. I mean, I know Larsa Pippen is enjoying this. This drives Scottie Pippen insane. He hates this so much.
Well, yes. I forget who it was that she was dating before, but it was Scottie Pippen
Malik
Jr.'s.
Beasley.
Yeah. And
Tristan Thompson, Future, Eric Moreland. Dear God, she is the village bicycle.
Wow.
Everybody gets a ride.
The Malik Beasley one is crazy because he was teammates with Scottie Pippen Jr. at the time. So she was just doing that because just because she knew it was going to bother him. If she can
is
date
stalking
any person,
him with her crotch.
any person that it would bother Scottie for her to be with, she is absolutely going to that person.
Crotch stalking. I just came up with a new term. She is crotch stalking him, having sex with anybody who comes within his atmosphere. That's it. Crotch stalking.
Huh.
I'm pretty proud of myself right now.
Wow.
I do want you to know how proud I am coming up with the term crotch stalking.
We can see it.
I'm gonna write this down. Hold on.
Crotch stalking.
Yep.
That's STALK, right? Not STOCK.
Right.
Right. Okay. All right. Wanted to make sure I got that right.
Crotch stalking, and you sing it to the tune of "Hot Pocket."
Oh my God.
Crotch stalking. Tiger Paws says, well, that's actually opposite of the initial reports period where they say that 4 of them, Michael and his wife and Michael's son and her, are all hanging out together. When asked about it, if Michael goes, "I'm good." No, I saw the video where he goes, "No." He was not okay with it. Yeah.
And them hanging out together could just be him being polite. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean he approves.
Joe the Show says 2 things. And yes, you got the reindeer name right. He says, don't be judgmental. Obviously, the Jordans want to keep the company pins and the company ink. That's all. Well, it's not company ink, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
It's not even company stink. It's something else. Straight Striper says Dennis Rodman has given an interview about breaking his penis like 3 different times. Who's surprised he's just got himself a face tattoo?
Well, he's dating a woman named Yella, and that's also not surprising. So yeah, there is no Dennis Rodman fact at this point that'll surprise you. Just completely hangs out with dictators. Like he's Dennis Rodman. He just does whatever, and we just all roll with it.
Thundar Santa Barbarian says in 50 years she'll be old Yella.
Oh my gosh,
I liked it. Lost Toby says, I guess I downloaded the wrong Christmas movie. Yeah, there's no strippers involved here.
No.
Blissful Hayes says, are you referring to the Running with the Bulls? Yeah, they did that again, didn't they? They had like a huge turnout for it. I don't know if anybody died.
Running with the Bulls? You mean over in Pamplona?
Yeah, I'm always rooting for the Bulls on that one. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
King Kitten says, yeah, there's a new texture nickname, Crotch Stalker.
No, I have to ask Jeffrey if we can use that. It's now copyrighted.
We have to ask Radio Ron on that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I don't know if he'll approve that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's talk some football. Stuff has been happening. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball All-Star Game to take place in Seattle. American League taking on the National League. The AL, the home team, minus a 1.5 on the run line at plus 176. The National League getting a 1.5 minus 215. On the money line, the NL plus 102. The American League minus 120. The over-under is at 7.5. Under minus 120. Over minus 102. The Atlanta Braves are the betting favorites to win the World Series at plus 360. Tampa Bay at plus 450. The LA Dodgers are at plus 480. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Blue Star medicated ointment gets 5-star reviews from our loyal users for fast relief of the pain and itch of almost any skin irritation.
Blue Star soothes insect bites and fungal infections.
It really works on the summer rashes I get every year.
I had psoriasis on my elbows. Blue Star worked wonders.
Amazing stuff. Smear a bit on and the itch is gone.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast or your money back.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either Dave's single, spicy chicken sandwich, medium frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's
Dave's
single and a
single.
frosty, for
Frosty
me.
and a frosty. Okay, who said frosty and a frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
There's a storm coming, crackling with lightning, pounding with thunder. A storm that crosses all borders and oceans. This is the NFL. Coming this fall, experience all the regular season games, playoffs, and the ultimate prize. Super Bowl 58, live from Las Vegas. The NFL returns to 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 58.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, once an hour, we're going to let you know, and then you got to keep listening for that actual reindeer name. That's right. It's today and actually all week. It's Christmas in July with Kasai. Okay, here's how you can win a $50 gift card from Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Listen to the Blender, and every hour we're going to give you the name of one of Santa's reindeer. It's the same name each hour, okay? And it won't be announced all fancy. It gets worked into conversation, so you have to be paying attention to catch it. At first, nobody caught it in the first hour, and then they realized it in the second hour. So now here is your last 40 minutes to try to catch that reindeer name that will be uttered in conversation. Once you hear it, text in, and then you'll automatically be entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card from Kasai. Also, keep track of all the names that we give during the week and text them in on Friday for a chance to win another $50 gift card. And by the way, I will announce what today's reindeer name was tomorrow at the start of the show. So in case you think you missed it or whatever. So, and then I'll say who won. I'll announce the winner tomorrow at the beginning of the show. Hope we're all clear on that. So Coom says, is this Kasai Steakhouse gift card from that bet you made a few months back? No, we got
no.
This is something else. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. And by the way, the bet that we had a few months back, it was a bet, but I know that Fish Tank had won dinner with the Fanatic, and we were talking about that. We got to get that going on here pretty soon, guys.
Yeah,
Fish,
I mean, isn't
Fish
it up
Tank
to
just
Fish
sitting
Tank?
around waiting, huh?
Yeah, I was like, isn't it up to Fish Tank when it happens?
We keep saying it to him, and he's like, fantastic. I think he just wants the money. I don't know. Big George, I guess, is still working on that whole emoji as a binding contract thing. He says, I'm not sure there's a no document loan is the right move, by the way. I want a contract to state what the terms are, not create ambiguity because there are no documents. Oh, you're talking about the commercial we just had.
Yeah.
Isn't that how we had the 2008 thing go kind of bad?
You mean the crash?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were called Nina loans. They were no income, no asset loans, so you didn't have to show that you had
But this is
anything.
different because they use common sense underwriting.
So they say. They claim they have common sense, so we should just believe them. Just like if you don't have money, but you say you have money, they could just believe you.
I'm just gonna stay out of it. Boomer Sooner says, "Isn't your crotch whatever just like a jock strap?" The hell is he talking about? Tiger Buzz, you got it. You have it right. All right, can we move on, please? Time to talk some football here, and I got to say, I'm not happy. I see something about my Colts lately, and I am pretty happy. Gardner Minshew looking majestic out there on the field, doing his Minshew thing, and Anthony Richardson. Positive reports keep coming out. Everything's good, and then Jim Irsay comes out and says this, and I'm not happy. Doesn't have to be this way. Jim Irsay came out and said, it's going to be tough for Anthony Richardson as a rookie, but he has to play. So the owner has come out and said he has to play. He's not leaving it to the coach. He's not leaving it to any, sort of natural progression. He says he has to play. He has to play to get better. I mean, there's no question Gardner Minshew could play, come out and obviously play better early on, just being a veteran, but we have to get Anthony Richardson on the field. That's a Shane call when he decides to do it. I like at the end where he says, well, it's Shane's call after saying we have to. We know that. There's no question. We have to. He's basically mandated Anthony Richardson will see the field as a Colt this season. And I'm not happy about that.
I'm not happy about that either. Just if you're interested in the development of Anthony Richardson, which I am, because he's just infinitely talented. Even if the coach wanted him to play the whole time, or even if Irsay mandated that, you don't tell the media that. If the coach is trying to run some kind of, okay, well, if you're going to make me play him, at least let's make the kid earn it. Let's go out there and make him think that there's a chance he might not play. You just undermine that part of it.
Yeah, but Jim Irsay, he's a good dancer with the media. I mean, he's a guy that can go out and say one thing, but really he's kind of wink, wink. You know what I mean? I think he's trying to keep everybody off balance here.
I don't know. I don't feel like that because he's making some comparisons about Peyton Manning and Anthony Richardson. But here's the thing. He's like, well, Peyton had to. He was 3-13 in his first season, but he learned a lot. He went through a lot, but he learned a lot. It's like, dude, that had nothing to do with him learning. That had something to do with him being surrounded by garbage.
I'm telling you, Peyton Manning and Anthony Richardson, two completely opposite, polar opposites quarterbacks.
And also,
and Peyton Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback. We don't know if Anthony Richardson's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. So the worst thing he could do. This is a complete, total. What do you call it? The old hide and seek. The old fake and go
classic
the other way.
Misdirection.
Classic misdirection.
I sure hope so, because it sounds bonkers to even compare him to Peyton. Peyton was pro ready when he came into the NFL.
Exactly.
Too bad the Colts weren't.
The Colts weren't. And also, you come from college to the pros. The game's going to be really fast that first year. You might know what to do, but you're going to be a beat behind because NFL guys are bigger and stronger and faster than anything you saw in college. So it was going to take some time. Anthony Richardson needs to learn the fundamentals of throwing the football consistently accurately. We're not talking about two guys in the same place.
Irsay says he'll do it on the field. That's what he's saying.
That's a bad idea. There are ways to bring a guy along, but Anthony Richardson wasn't completing over 60% of his passes in college.
But isn't this something that he could be? I'm telling you, Irsay's a great dancer. He is trying to not only make the media believe one thing, but also he's trying to impart confidence to this young quarterback who is the future of this franchise right now.
He didn't sound like he's imparting confidence. He sounds like the dad who's about to chuck his kid in the pool and say, learn to swim.
Well, but he's also saying, you have to get on the field. You can do it. I believe in you.
But you can instill that confidence without mandating that he play.
Yeah, well.
And that's where we're kind of whiffing on this.
Sink or swim, baby.
If Steichen, is in week 7, week 8, and they look at Anthony Richardson and go, I just don't think he's ready yet. In the back of your mind, the owner wants to see him at some point. Make it happen.
And yeah, you got a brand new coach, Shane Steichen. He's going to want to make his new boss happy. So it says, is it Shane's call? No, it's not Shane's call. It's the minute Irsay says, put him in, he's getting put in. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's just the way it is.
It might be true, but I still think that Gardner Minshew, America's quarterback, will lead the Blue Horseshoe onto the field on opening day, and he will continue to lead them for several weeks. And then at some point during the season, you'll see the kid out there.
The only way Gardner Minshew stays on as the starter, here's what I foresee. Gardner Minshew, if he comes out and just starts winning game after game, like decisively kicking ass, and then they're going to be slower to put Anthony Richardson out there. And if Irsay says, put the kid out here, I don't care how good Gardner's doing, and they put the kid out there and he does less than, he can immediately be pulled back, and then Shane Steichen, the new head coach, can say, I told you he wasn't ready, Mr. Irsay. Please let us keep developing in practice. Let's put Gardner Minshew out there. We actually have a chance to do something this season. And there you go. And if Gardner Minshew goes out there and sucks, yeah, all right, throw the kid out there. What else we got going? Do whatever. It's still a bad idea. But yeah, I guess we will see. I do not think this is misdirection. I think this Irsay he's being impatient.
Yeah. And the fact is, Anthony Richardson's going to look good in practice and he's going to look good in camp. And so, maybe that fills Irsay with a lot of confidence. But even if you want to mandate it, I would mandate that behind closed doors. I wouldn't say that to the media.
Joe the Show, you are correct. Eye Candy, you are correct. George, you are correct. Lost Toby says, Have you ever seen Peyton Manning and Anthony Richardson in the same room?
And here we go. Here we go.
Oh, boy. Oh, stop it. By the way, usually when you see Nepo babies in the NFL, where do you see it? In coaching, right? Andy Reid and his drunk kid. Belichick and his trailer park trash kid. And there's that goes across the NFL. A lot of times coaches will bring in their Nepo baby to be an assistant to an assistant or something. And eventually they become a coordinator, whatever. And Josh Peterson, he shows up with the Jaguars. Yeah, Josh Peterson has a good resume. He's not, he's not some crap coach. He's got a Super Bowl. But here's the thing. Josh Peterson also got himself a Nepo baby. This time, however, that Nepo baby is a tight end who has just signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, boy.
That's right. Josh Peterson, son of Doug Peterson, is now on the team. That's not going to set well, I feel, with a lot of NFL players.
I mean, maybe not, but it depends. He has to.
Let me give you his credentials.
Okay.
Keith.
All right. Let's see here.
Played last season for the USFLs. I'll just stop there. Houston Gamblers. And the Gamblers, they released him from the contract so he could sign with the Jaguars.
So where did he come? Where did he play college ball?
Don't know. I'm not even sure if he graduated high school.
It's okay.
Yeah,
son.
he was at Louisiana Monroe.
Okay. See what I mean? Anyway,
So look, if you're trying to make sure he gets an opportunity, so you put him out there now, I don't know that that's going to cause a whole lot. If he makes the final roster of 43, might raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, he's never played in a regular season NFL game, even though he was on practice squads with the 49ers, Saints, and Chiefs over the years. And then he was on second team on the Gamblers. Second team on a USFL squad.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson.
Maybe he's just going to put him to work for a while as like a special teams guy.
No, he's a tight end.
Well,
There's
yeah,
no special teams tight end.
You can still be a special teams guy.
Yeah, I mean,
doing what?
He did one of the guys that runs down the field and blocks.
You could be a gunner. You could be, you could
tight
be a
ends
blocker.
are not known for returns.
No,
yeah,
you don't have to
be
a return guy.
Your
He could be a blocker.
Like your special teams is made up of guys that play wide receiver and running back and tight end and other positions out there. So he could be a special teamer. That is possible.
Doug, I get wanting to spend time with your kid, but this is ridiculous.
If he makes that final
business.
53 roster, that is going to be concerning.
No business.
Because I don't know because that means some other position group you probably need, you have less of because you wanted your kid on the team.
Exactly. And if I'm a tight end on the team, I'm like, son of a
It feels like a farce. Yeah.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, I guess I tell you what, you live by it, you die by it. And he's had an amazing career. And, he's had almost as many losses as he's had wins over this ginormous career. And, he has records in career wins, but he could also have record in career losses if he continues on. And if you look at, how things have been going, he's heading more towards the career losses and messing up his, his winning coach statistics. I mean, listen, Hall of Famer. All the Super Bowl rings. But, the records for wins and losses, well, that's your legacy at the end, right? And because of the way things are going, he could end up with a losing record. I don't know if that matters. It probably doesn't matter to him, Do you think it matters?
I don't think it matters to him, no. I think winning championships matters to him. And I think he doesn't mind tinkering and experimenting long enough to figure out what he thinks is going to get him back there. And if that means losing a bunch of games in between, I don't think that he concerns himself with that even at all.
Yeah, I feel like this could be his last year. They got a rough year ahead of him. And he's probably going to have a losing record. And he might be last in that division.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't think that they have a bad team. It's a pretty good team, but that division's brutal.
And Kraft has said less concerned about records, more concerned about getting back to them playoffs. Kraft don't care about the past. He's looking at the future.
You got Josh Allen in the Bills, you got Aaron Rodgers in the Jets, and you've got the insanity of whatever goes on in that Miami offense. I don't know that there's a path for them to make it back to the playoffs.
So interesting though, but yeah, you're right. Belichick don't care about that. One, he enjoys what he does. And two, he's very good at what he does. I don't know if he still is, you know what I mean?
There's some part of it that does look like the game's kind of passed him by a little bit. And especially when it comes to the draft and things like that, where he was always ahead of people. It seems like a lot of teams have figured out how to move around the draft. And now we have him kind of reaching for players way too early and things like that over the last few years. Yeah, I think that
it feels like he's like, I'm going to keep doing it till they fire me. It's like he doesn't really care. He's just sort of like going through the motions like, I know this sucks, but they're going to fire me. So
yeah, I mean, if they fire him, he's just going to go out on his boat and go fishing for the rest of his life. And he doesn't. I really don't think that he's concerned about it.
He's hanging around too long, maybe. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got On This Date and Big George's sports history and other stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again. Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code HEAT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Would you like to access some of the equity in your home without refinancing? No reason to refinance and lose that great low rate that you have on your current mortgage. Desert Equity Lending can get you the home equity line of credit you've been looking for. It's fast, it's easy, and it may not even require tax returns. That's right. We can use bank statements to qualify you. Most banks require at least 2 years of tax returns and many other supporting documents. When the big banks say no, we say yes. You can have your home equity line in as little as 15 days. We have a simplified process that helps get you a home equity line of credit in half the time using half the documentation that the big banks require. It's never been easier. Call now, 602-509-3000. That's 602-509-3000. Find out just how easy it is to get a home equity line of credit without jumping through all the hoops at a big bank. Call Desert Equity Lending at 602-509-3000. 602-509-3000. Desert Equity Lending MV 0906989 NMLS number NMLS 1733669. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Up in the morning, get out of my bed.
Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic.
Danny Lender here on 1580, The Fanatic. You're welcome to, Randy. 888-368-1580. You just have the worst timing sometimes of just saying certain things. What are we doing here? All right, we're talking football. We're talking football. Does anybody give any kind of a damn about DeAndre Hopkins anymore and where he's going? I'm so tired of this. Tired of this.
I still think that he's an elite wide receiver, so I'm interested, but I also think that he's just holding out.
Down to the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Titans. And yes, I'm sure he's had offers, but he said, not enough yet. Let's see. So the Chiefs are talking to him, and they have interest. The Titans have been very aggressive, and they were like, here, come on, D-Hop. And he's like, take your time. So he's just trying to see what the Patriots can come up with. He really should not go to the Patriots. There's a million reasons not to go to the Patriots. So one is they'll be in last place. You will not achieve any sort of incentives if that is involved. It's got to be between the Chiefs and the Titans, really, right?
I don't want to sound morbid, but I think DeAndre Hopkins is waiting for training camp to start, and somebody who might have the misfortune of becoming injured. Like a top line receiver becoming injured, hamstring, God forbid, some sort of terrible knee or ankle injury. And then he's sitting there. He'll be sitting on the throne then. They'll just want to pay him an exorbitant amount of money to come in and perform for his team.
Could be.
Yeah, I just think he wants a certain amount of money from basically the Chiefs. I mean, the Titans could possibly be in play because their division's not great and they might be the best team in it. But I think that those are it. I don't think that he necessarily wants to go to a place where the quarterback position is in jeopardy, that's New England, and where the coach might be on his way out, which is probably also New England.
But the Chiefs don't have the cap. They don't have the salary to pay him.
I mean, he's
they
still
have
considering
$400,000 right now, Randy. Right now.
That's not going to put gas in his Ferrari.
Close. It's like, can we catch you next week? Can I just,
I think he's just waiting for opportunity to knock. And when opportunity knocks, he will answer the door.
But obviously, if the Chiefs make a move and he likes, the situation there, they're going to cut people. They'll move contracts around to make that space happen because more weapons for Patrick Mahomes, as far as they're concerned, can't possibly be a bad thing.
Can't even fathom him and Patrick Mahomes on the same team.
It doesn't seem fair,
man.
It's worth dropping a few guys. It is. So I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know what they're waiting for. I think the Chiefs must have made him an offer, and he's just trying to leverage it with the Titans. And I don't know why he's even talking to the Patriots anymore, but I don't know. I'm starting to lose a lot of interest.
You continue to talk to the Patriots because you do want it to be a bunch of teams bidding against each other.
Sure. It looks good.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know. This is the kind of crap that happens, right? And everybody's bell. Oh, we got to get us this. Oh, no. And then season starts. He starts playing, and you're like, "Oh man, he totally robbed those people." That was just that was calculated. That was like stuff you watch on TV. Like DeAndre Hopkins just came down on a wire through the ceiling and stole everything, and just right back
up. Burglar. Yeah.
Oh my God. We were talking about Bill Belichick. Maybe the game has passed him by. This is just negligence. This is just abuse. Could be elder abuse. Tom Moore, the Bucs assistant for the 84. He's 84, and he's like, he says, yeah, people don't understand what it's like when you're 84 unless you've been 84 and be able to get up and go to a job. And they don't understand how great a feeling it is. And I've been so lucky. I bet it is. But on the other hand, why do you have an assistant coach who's 84? You are playing with fire. The man is going to die on the sideline.
Which I'm sure, as far as he's concerned, is exactly where he'd rather go out.
Didn't he get hit by a ball and he had to, he was in a coma for 3 months? What happened? Isn't this the guy who got injured?
Who was it?
Tom Moore. He's 84 with the Bucs. He's getting an award at the Hall of Fame this week. They're like, you won't retire, so we can't put you in, but we're giving you the award of excellence. That's what he's getting at the Football Hall of Fame this week. He's 84 on a sideline.
Well, Tom Moore was with the Cardinals. When Bruce was here, he was with the Cardinals.
Yeah, we were like, damn, he's old at 75 or whatever he was then. Come on, Tom. Give someone else a try. Get off the ride, man.
Well, I don't know.
My God, he's been an offensive coordinator since 1974.
I mean, good for him.
Oh, no. His coaching career started in 1961 at Iowa.
Oh, no, that's just how long he's been an offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
not a coach. If you count, running backs coach and graduate assistant.
Let me do the math here. He's been in football forever.
Yeah. Carry the one. Yeah. Good for him, though.
I mean, that's not about ageism or nothing. I mean, good for him getting up and going out and doing stuff, but that's a dangerous ass place to be, isn't it?
Think about the wisdom this guy has. He was a coach for Peyton Manning, for Tom Brady. How many other guys did he coach up?
Oh yeah. No, listen, I love Tom Moore for what he did for Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I love what he did, for Jesus Christ when he hung out with him. And when he was kind of like, okay, here's how you throw the fish. When he was feeding them with the fish and the bread there on the mountain, and feeding everybody. It was a miracle, but also Tom Moore was there to help him with his throwing motion. It's not blasphemy, Cardinal Art. I know that he made Peyton Manning better. By the way, cold one for Cardinal Art. He's thirsty, but it's not blasphemy. I'm just saying, you've done enough, Tom. You've done enough. I mean, keep him if he wants to be around the team, let him be around the team. But seeing this man on the sidelines, putting in all this hard work, you've heard the stories about how the coaches and the assistants, they sleep in facilities. It's a constant stress, and they're going over tape and they're going over everything. And it's just like 18-hour days.
I can guarantee you Tom Moore's not doing that.
Bruce Arians started coaching in 1975. So basically, Tom Moore began his coaching career before Bruce Arians even started his, and then outlasted him to
14 years.
Yes.
14 years before Bruce Arians even thought about it.
And then Bruce retired, and Tom is still coaching.
Good for
So
him.
it's incredible.
I'm
very impressed.
Good for him on just
I'm
keeping
concerned,
it going.
but I am impressed.
Maybe we need to get him off the field. Not saying fire him, not saying send him to the old folks home. Just he needs to be out of harm's way, because he's in harm's way even during practices too, by the way. You know what I mean? That's
I
not
don't know. I
the
think
safest place. And I think he did. I think he has not too long ago gotten taken out and got up and was like, oh, that was a close one. You know what I mean?
he goes, that was a close one.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I think it was him.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something on that. I'm not seeing it, but
well, anyways, we got to take care of some business. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1911, after being ejected for disputing a called third strike, Philadelphia Phillies left fielder Tom Moore, just kidding, Sherry McGee, son of an Irish oil field worker, knocked out the home plate umpire Bill Finneran with one punch. Finneran fell unconscious to the ground, and McGee, who expressed regret for the incident, offered an excuse that Finneran called him a bad name. Yeah, National League suspended him for the rest of the season, but after an appeal, he only missed 36 games.
I'm confused. They suspended Tom Moore?
No, I was kidding.
Finneran.
Sherry McGee.
Oh,
Sherry McGee was the player
okay.
who
All right.
punched out
All right.
Bill Finneran. And I like how Big George likes to put in there, son of an Irish oil field worker, just to make sure you know he's a hot-headed Irishman. I feel a little bit profiled right now.
Wow.
I'll be honest. Well, Finneran was Irish too. You ever think of that? Finneran.
Called him a bad name.
Probably called him a bad name.
Listen,
Probably
you
had
don't
it
do
coming.
that. Yeah.
Remember in the old days, Randy, you could punch an umpire?
Absolutely. I remember those days. Yeah.
Let's just take a moment. Everybody take a moment and imagine punching an umpire. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, not at a kid's game. I'm like just talking to these bad professional grown-up umpires.
Angel Hernandez, you stink.
that was the umpire I thought of.
Yeah, absolutely. It was almost like
Yeah.
you read my mind.
Yeah. I can't believe I did that.
Angel Hernandez is sitting somewhere right now going, why does my nose hurt? I just weird.
He's just sitting there having a drink or something. All of a sudden his nose starts bleeding. Yeah.
Wilbur says, Randy, pour me a shot of Sherry McGee. The baseball player? Why would you just yeah.
I don't have any of that. But does sound great though. Pour me a shot of Sherry McGee.
Cardinal Art says, modern day Dick LeBeau. King Kitten says, back in the day at Sun Devil Stadium, 1980, Sean Cougar was hit in the head with a glass bottle during his concert in Tempe, warming up for the Rolling Stones. He did return to the stage and finish his set.
John Cougar Melonhead? Is that who we're talking about?
He was around in 1980. I thought he popped out in like 1983, 84.
John Cougar Melonhead? No.
Yeah.
He was around forever.
He was Johnny Cougar then, remember?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't want to be Johnny Cougar. I want to be Johnny. I want to use my real last name. They're like, okay, good. What's that? Mellencamp. That's probably not a great idea.
Well, I never called him Mellencamp. I always called him John Cougar Melonhead.
The thing with
he has an enormous head. If you've ever looked at John Cougar, his head is it's completely out of scale to the rest of his body.
Yeah, once the hairline receded, you can see that.
I mean, his mom probably slapped him. Not the doctor. His mom probably slapped him for that head. Once that head came out, his mom probably slapped him.
I was just going to say, Tom Moore being a modern day Dick LeBeau, he's only a year younger than Dick LeBeau.
No, that's true.
He is a Dick LeBeau.
He's more Dick LeBeau than Dick LeBeau.
Lost Toby says, I also thought of Angel Hernandez immediately. See?
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of people out there who love them some NFL Red Zone. And I jumped off of DirecTV the minute the Sunday Ticket left. And now I'm on YouTube TV and I'm enjoying it. Actually, I like YouTube TV, Randy. I don't even care about whatever lag there is.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm doing all right with that. Now I'm starting to look at that price tag going, that seems a bit much.
Yeah.
But they just announced, though, that if you still have DirecTV, that will carry the NFL Red Zone with Scott Hansen. So Scott Hansen, is that the dude from the Dateline?
Dateline was Chris Hansen.
Oh, okay. Because that'd be weird.
Scott's weirder brother.
Scott's like, have a seat on the couch here. And we'll talk football. And you're like, oh, Jesus, something bad's about to happen here. Oh, who did I text? But yeah, if you like the Red Zone and you don't want to change off DirecTV, you got that there. So I guess I don't know why people like the Red Zone. I just can't get behind it. Kids these days, huh, Randy? Kids these days.
Yeah, I mean, so Keon, do you like the Red Zone? That quick and hard-hitting, highlight-driven show?
I do, as like the second thing I have on. So I'll be focusing on one main game, and then the Red Zone kind of keeps me filled in on what's happening on all the other games, because I got two screens. Like, I got to be economical.
Yeah, I got two screens. The second screen will have every other game, and I've got enough ADD. I can track it all. I don't need Red Zone for this. I'll track those games.
Unless I'm at the sports bar where I can watch all of them. Yeah.
Was that where's that? Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah. There. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and not only you see all of it over here, you see it all over there. It's like double everything. So
double vision.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll conclude this evening's event. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Blah, blah.
Doug. With Liberty Mutual.